Welcome to the Blue Lounge. Welcome to the stream. How you guys doing? I see MCIG's been here for a little bit. Big up to you. CFC Stephen, big up to you. How you guys doing? International break, man. What a boring time to be spending. No club football, but we should be back into action this weekend with a fantastic game against Brentford, and I'm really excited at the prospects of the referee that we're going to be having in that game. So looking forward to that game, looking forward to some controversy this weekend. Abdul B, big up to you. Oscar, big up to you. And Wise Guy, always a pleasure to have you guys in the stream. Listen, people, today we are talking about some controversial decisions, some controversial topics. We're talking about the potential return of Eden Hazard to Chelsea Football Club. We're talking about the takeover of Newcastle Football Club, Newcastle United, by a consortium of Saudi businessmen headed by the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia himself. So, making Newcastle United one of the, if not the, richest teams on the planet. One of the most financially endowed team on the planet. So big up to Newcastle, and now we're going to be talking about this. We're going to be talking about the impact that this Saudi-led organization is going to have on the Premier League with the injection of money, injection of funds that they're going to have into Newcastle. How is that going to impact the Premier League? How is that going to impact European football? Are we seeing another contender, to be one of the best teams in Europe? Can Newcastle finally become that massive team that they've always had the potential to be, but never actually fulfilled that because of, internal politics, because of the ownership, because of, whatever reason throughout history that Newcastle have never had this opportunity, and now they've got it. What they're going to do with it. This is what we're going to be talking about. These are the topics that we're going to be addressing. I'm waiting for the panelists to show up. I've told them about the stream earlier today, so hopefully they should be coming quite soon. People in the chat, I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts on both of these topics. Eden Hazard and Newcastle United, and the impact that it's going to have on the league. In regards to Eden Hazard, do you guys think it's a good idea? Bad idea? Where do you stand on the return of Eden Hazard, in your opinion? And under what circumstances would you want to see him return, if you do want to see him return? Daniel, what's Daniel saying? Big up Mo, I have only one problem with the Hazard return. Can he still perform to his max, and can he avoid injuries? I think the answer to both is no. I think the answer to both is no. He can't perform to the level that he did before. And injuries wise, I think he will be prone to injuries. This is not accurate, MC. This is not accurate. I've done some digging. Before coming on air. I've spoken to a few journalists that I know in respect to this, and I'll tell you a little bit more in just a minute. Tyrone, what's he saying? Big up everyone, God bless you and stay safe. Big up to you, Tyrone. God bless you, and I hope you're doing well, my friend. What's Oliver saying? I need Hazard at Chelsea. He will get... Okay, I don't think so. Oliver, I'll tell you why. Firstly, in regards to this, from what I understand, the situation is as follows. Chelsea are looking at Eden Hazard. They're looking at potentially an opportunity to get him back to the club, but as an opportunity. They're not looking to spend a ton of money. They're not looking to give Real Madrid Reece James. Reece James is untouchable. Reece James is untouchable as far as Chelsea Football Club is concerned. We don't need to sell him, move him on. Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So this part of it, that's breeze. Reece James is not going nowhere. He's staying. But in regards to us being interested in Eden Hazard, from what I understand, we are looking at a potential arrangement for Eden Hazard. But an arrangement that will suit us and Hazard rather than Real Madrid per se. Because Real Madrid are looking to recuperate some of their losses on the man. Chelsea wouldn't have an issue with him returning, but on terms and conditions that are relevant for us, practical for us. Let's look at some of these comments. What's Daniel saying here? Daniel's saying, if it did happen, who does he replace in the squad? In my opinion, I don't think he'll replace anyone, because I think the way we're playing right now, players are in and out. The rotation that Tuchel has, I think he'll get, if he does come, he'll get his time just as the rest. But I don't think he will be taking anyone's place per se. Tyrone, Hazard at Chelsea would benefit Lukaku. Yeah, I can see that. I would prefer him as attacking. That could happen. Coaching capacity, some sort of... Yeah, I mean, Chelsea have done that in the past with a lot of their legends. So, would you be surprised? They say Roman is in talks with Perez. Possible. This is possible. In talks, discussions, but I don't think there's anything concrete. I think it's only us looking. But we all know that Roman has, he would want Eden Hazard back. He would offer him that. I mean, Chelsea have always offered Eden Hazard special treatment, if I could put it that way. Him, his family, his brothers. So, wouldn't surprise me. But I think at the same time, it would need to be under the conditions that benefit us. Is Hazard going to Newcastle? No. Well, yeah, for them, but for us, I don't want to see. I don't want to see Eden Hazard play in the Premier League for a different club. I just don't want to see that happen. Give me a second, lads. I need to just check something up. Give me a second. Alright. Listen, people. Apparently, my panelists are not going to show up today. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the link in the chat. And I'll give you guys the opportunity to come on and discuss these topics because my panelists, DJ Sav is here. So I'm going to put the stream, I'm going to convert it into an open stream. So I'll allow you all to jump on since my panelists have not shown up. So give me a second, boys. I'll just paste the link, pin the comment. Alright, so people, click on that link and jump on. I would love to have you on here to give me your thoughts and opinions on this topic. DJ Sav, welcome to the stream. How you doing, my man?
Good evening, man. How you doing, bro? I'm all good. How about you?
I'm good. It's been a while. It's been 10 days nearly. Yeah, it
has been. Are you keeping well?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Kind of. What's the word here? These streams, they occupy a lot of time, and
of course.
They also give me, you, and everyone who takes part in these streams an opportunity to express opinions and ideas, and not having them kind of feels weird. So
yeah,
it's good to be back. It's good to be back. We have Kasim back in the stream. Kasim, how you doing?
I am okay. Sorry, I was checking. I'm at work, so I'm coming on and off. So yeah, I'm all right, mate. How are you? Seems like a long time, mate.
It has been a while. No, I do respect him massively, especially. Yeah.
DJ, you all right?
Yeah, I'm all good, Kasim. How you doing, bro? You all right?
I am fine, thank you.
Listen, people, I want to discuss two topics. The first one that I want to discuss is Eden Hazard. The second one I want to discuss is the Newcastle United takeover by the Saudi consortium, headed by Mohammed bin Salman. That's going to be the second topic. The first one is going to be Eden Hazard. Now, Eden Hazard, we've talked about him in the past, him potentially coming back to Chelsea. We've talked about the goods, the bads, the pros, the cons, and I want to give it, maybe 10, 15 minutes. I don't want to go over it too much because it's not a topic that is, for me, relevant, really, because I think Eden Hazard was a fantastic player at Chelsea. He moved on to bigger and better things for him. Didn't work out for him, unfortunately. But, we have moved. We have progressed. One aspect that was negative for me that we've overcome is we were a one-man team. Everything was funneled through Eden Hazard. Our attacks, and now we're not all about Hazard. We're about Chelsea. We're about a squad. So I think we've progressed. We've evolved. Eden Hazard coming back doesn't really interest me. But I wanted to give it a couple of minutes, from you guys to hear your thoughts and ideas on that before we move over to the other topic, which is the Newcastle United takeover. Before we start to debate this, I want to say big up to MDT and to Boogeyman. Welcome to the stream, boys. How you doing?
Big up, everyone.
Big up to you.
Yeah. Hello, Mo. Sorry for being late. Have to have some conversation with my wife. So I was kind of listening to the stream, but you know what? I cannot go on it. Then when you said, okay, listen, when my panelists are not coming, then I told my wife, listen, man, I have to go now. I have to go.
Listen, Boogeyman, I gotta be honest. Yeah, I kind of thought you guys were having issues with your missus. You, MDT, Kasim, even DJ. I tried to, what's the word here? Encourage you to be more.
Our missus, their timing is always wrong, man. Like it's the worst one. That's when you're like, okay, everything is quiet. You all happy. You listen to your music. She's talking. She's doing her thing. And when it's like 8, and then when it's like a 7:58 in the UK, and you're like, okay, let me get on the computer. No, she start talking a lot of serious stuff. You're like, oh man, not now. Can we do this after or something?
Oh,
it's like, the accountant he called, and then the solicitor was talking about. Oh, come on, you're talking about this now. We're about to get to Chelsea. Yeah, no, I know what it's like. Listen, today the discussion is open, so the link is in the chat, so anybody can jump on and give us their thoughts and opinions at any point in the stream. It's going to be open throughout the stream today. I am going to give priority to the panelists, but the lines are open throughout the whole of the stream today. So anybody can come in and give me their thoughts about anything that's been discussed. So, we've talked about this, I think, less than a month ago. Eden Hazard. And I pretty much know how you guys feel about this. But let's just... I've spoken to a couple of my friends who are journalists earlier today, and I asked them, listen, tell me what is exactly going on in regards to this. What do you guys know? And the response that I got was, Chelsea are looking at Hazard. They have always been looking at him since the moment he left the club. He is a player that we are always going to be associated with. If an opportunity was to arise for Hazard to come back to Chelsea under terms and conditions that are favourable for Chelsea, Chelsea would consider it. That is the position from Chelsea Football Club as per discussions that these journalists have been aware of. I asked them, is there anything in respect to a move right now, this Reece James swap deal, all of this? They said none of that is true. There hasn't been anything developing in the past few weeks. So none of that is true. But it's a topic that is, I'm not going to say clickbait, but it's a topic of interest to certain journalists. But it's not true. Now, that being said, I want to discuss the possibility of Eden Hazard coming back to Chelsea. Under what circumstances do you guys would have him back? Under what circumstances would you have Eden Hazard back at Chelsea? And I'm going to give you all a couple of minutes to tell me that, and then we're going to close the topic and we're going to move on to the next one, because I don't think we need to give it too much time. And I'm going to start with DJ Sav. DJ Sav, give me your opinion on this.
Listen, I think everyone here on the panel, I think all the Chelsea fans watching this and all around the world and whatever will know how we all feel about Eden Hazard. I think we all know the guy was a talent when he came to us. He'd done things for us. He won things with us. We loved him for every part of that. He was, put him down. Maybe we put him down as a legend status at the football club for what he achieved with us. But in terms of bringing him back to the football club, I always believe, when a player has done what he's gone and done, just don't come back. You've left on good terms. You've won everything at Chelsea. Apart from obviously, maybe not the Champions League, but you've won literally everything else at Chelsea. Do you really need to come back? I mean, for me, look, if we get him back, I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to get angry or annoyed by it. Or I'll be happy to have him back with open arms. I think he's a talent. I think he's a brilliant player still. But do we need him now? Look at our attack that we've got at this moment in time. We've got, obviously you've got Ziyech, you've got Werner, you've got Havertz, you've got Mount, you've got Cho, you've got all these players already at that football club, literally, who he can possibly come in for and maybe replace or come in for or replace any of them. But do we really need to replace any of these players? No, they're younger than he is. Ziyech, maybe there's a lot of talk about Ziyech. Maybe, he's not showing his best at Chelsea at this moment in time. I agree, he's not. But, it's like his second season. He needs to be given the time, I think, personally, But do we need to go and bring Eden Hazard in? I'm a bit apprehensive about that. I think he's a great talent, still a good player. But for me, no, I think he's done what he's done at Chelsea. Enjoy it and just stay where you are, mate. Don't come back and do it. I mean, Drogba, we did it with him. And that was I'd say Drogba was a different case altogether. But Eden Hazard, I wouldn't think probably would be the good thing for him to come back to the football club. That's my opinion. And not for Reece James especially. The guy, I'll put Reece James in that. No way, not at all.
Yeah, no, of course. And the thing is, you make two very, very important points there. The first one in regards to Drogba's return.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when Drogba came back, he came back for many reasons, but one of the biggest reasons was to improve the morale in the dressing room, improve the to motivate, to address certain issues that were going on behind the scenes. Having a player of his stature coming back was going to help in that kind of environment and that kind of atmosphere. Therefore, him coming back had many positive effects. The least important one was his performances on the pitch, because that wasn't really the key for him to come back, even though he did perform when he did come back to a certain degree. Number one. Number two, the point I want to make is the formation that we're coming playing, the system that we're coming playing. I can't see Eden Hazard really fitting into that system. Yeah. And if he does come, what is he going to play as a wing back? We know Eden Hazard is one of the worst players when it comes to tracking back. So is he going to play as a 10? We saw him play as a 10 in the past, and he wasn't fantastic. He is his best position is being wide, cutting in. Okay, playing down the centre, he can play. I mean, Eden Hazard is a fantastic attacking player. In his prime, he can play across that front line. But even in his prime, he wasn't really great centrally. He was fantastic on the out wide. So from that aspect, I'm also a little bit hesitant. I'm gonna go to Kasim next, but before I go to Kasim, I just want to say a big up to Tyrone. Tyrone, welcome to the stream. How are you?
Yeah, well, I'm okay. I'm kind of interested in this topic, so I decided to come on and say something.
Welcome anytime, Tyrone.
Big up, Tyrone.
To have you on. I'll come back to you, Tyrone. Kasim, give me your thoughts, mate.
Hi, everyone. You all right?
Yep, fantastic. We're good. We're good, Tyrone. Kasim, sorry.
Let me hear
it, Kasim.
Hazard, mate. Yeah, it's okay. I got Eden Hazard, mate. No, I don't want him back more. I'm not gonna lie. I think he's done now. He's always injured, and he's not gonna. I think a 30, 31, I believe, as well. And as you said as well, with the system we're playing, I don't think he will fit that system as well. So no, Eden Hazard is not for me. So he can keep fit as well, Eden Hazard, and he's only under one condition. I would get him back. I would take him back if for free, squad player, yeah. Because don't forget more as well. If he comes back, he's gonna come in for 350 to 400 grand a week. He's not gonna come. He's not wage wise. He's not gonna come cheap. So really, he's not. He's getting like Gareth Bale is always injured as well, and I think he's. We got the best times of him as well. I think it's just time to move on. He's a legend of the club, but I won't have him back. That's my view about Eden Hazard.
All right. Cheers, Kasim. Big up to Chelsea. One of the earliest subscribers to my channel. A good friend of mine. Thank you for the gift. I'm going to take it as a gift, not as a donation. So big up to you, and thank you for the birthday wishes. Thank you.
Sorry, mate. Is it your birthday today, bro?
Yeah, I was trying to keep it on the
mate.
down
Why?
low.
Happy birthday, man. Seriously.
Cheers, man.
Why do you keep on a down low?
You kept that quiet.
Big up to that.
When you get to a certain age, you don't really want people to know.
Man, I was like that.
Yeah,
Happy birthday, man. Happy birthday. I feel you.
Yeah, no. So
and big up to Chelsea for actually saying that, because I didn't know. So big up to her in the comments.
Yeah, no, big up to her. Big up to her. I know her in real life, so that's why she knows. I didn't tell nobody on social media, but it is what it is. Big up to Chelsea, and thank you very much. Appreciate you. So embarrassment aside, Boogeyman, what you thinking about Eden Hazard, bro?
Listen, I disagree with Kasim. Eden Hazard is a legend, and whenever Eden Hazard wants to come back to Chelsea, the door are open. My only issue is he going to come and spend time with Pulisic in injury rooms? If that's the case, I'm not too sure. But other than that, listen, what I saw from Havertz, what I saw from Ziyech, what I saw from Werner, I'd rather have Eden Hazard playing those positions. The Eden Hazard that left Chelsea, anyways. If fit, he can do damage to most of those teams that we play against. So, for me, listen, if Tuchel decide to manage Eden Hazard properly, make a play when he's fit, let him play some games. I would love to have him back. That's my view on that one. And
Boogeyman, I agree with you 100%. I would love to have Hazard back, but under what conditions? Would you have him? I mean, Hazard comes at a high price. I mean, he is valued, a ton of money. His wages is, what is it, 400,000 a week kind of salary. So under what conditions would you have him back?
Yeah, listen, if we decide to have Hazard, but Hazard is right now injured. I think he's injured right now or something. So we know he's injury prone. So we're not going to pay Hazard more than £300, £200,000. That's for sure. Probably he's going to be less than that, or something around 200 or something max. So for me, people say he's 30 years old and he's not professional, or but Eden Hazard, that I know, that in those conditions he performed like he light this league on fire back then. So whatever he want at 30 years old or not, I will accept Eden Hazard. And I think Tuchel, as I know him, or what I saw so far from him, will adapt his system in a way that we play 5 at the back. We have win back. So if we find a really good win back that can cover for Hazard, what's the problem? Why do we care about Hazard defending? What we do is you have the ball and let him just do what he know how to do. He already shown us a lot that he can do it. He do it, and now we're winning the league. I don't care about anything else other than that. I want to see some magic, and he is the one that can deliver. I don't see Ziyech doing it. I don't see Havertz doing it, and I don't see Werner doing it. So, guys, I'm all open for Eden Hazard at the right price. I don't want him to come and just destroy our wage structure. That's for sure.
All right, now let me give it to you this way. Let me say it to you this way. Would you be happy to pay, let's say 40 million pounds as a sign-on, and 300,000 a week? Would you be happy with that?
I will. I will. Actually, I will. Because I just said Newcastle is coming into this ring. They are coming. They're like the bulldozer. They're going to be spending crazy. So if I can have Eden Hazard, a talent like that, sitting, or even putting how do you say, just on our wage bill, waiting, I'm happy, because right now we need all the best talent at Chelsea. As soon as Newcastle start compiling, pulling together that team, I don't know where we're going to be. So I don't care about anybody saying anything. Hazard is a talent. He's a magician. And we need a magician in our team right now.
All right. Interesting. I have a feeling MDT is not going to agree. Let me hear it. I don't know. I have a feeling. MDT, let me hear it. What's your thoughts on Hazard?
Hi, guys.
Hi.
With Eden Hazard, I believe that for Chelsea, he's a legend. I will accept him anytime, but not as a player. For me, Eden Hazard become a professional player. I think he was 15 and a half, 16 when he made his debut for Lille. He's been playing for 15 years. Okay, people think that because of his 30, 31, whatever, Eden Hazard start playing young. He's been kicked, he's been whatever. People think he's going to get back. Eden Hazard body is not the same body as ordinary 31, 30 years old player. He's not the same player. He's not going to go back to the same player. Let's forget it. It's not going to happen. And it's not going to happen. You name one player that's been playing for 15 years. And
all professional players have started earlier. I don't know what you're talking about.
No,
all professional players, not exception.
Boogeyman,
Let me interject for 1 second. Boogeyman, I disagree with MDT because I can name you a few. One of them plays for Chelsea. Okay, but these players, they have what's the word here? They have the discipline in their diet, in their training. I mean, look at Ronaldo, look at Thiago Silva, look at Messi, look at Abramovic, there's a lot of players who have done it, but they have discipline. Eden Hazard unfortunately doesn't. Yeah.
That's why he didn't let me go there. You interject. No, you see, this is the problem. League One, Boogeyman, is the most physical league in Europe. People don't watch it. Boogeyman is the most physical league in the whole of Europe. Go and watch it this weekend. I'm begging you. You will realize that people. No. Let me finish here. You see, all the players that play until they are late, when they start early and play long, 20 years like Maldini, their diet is superb. Their training regime is superb. Whether it's Thiago Silva, whether it's whatever, you name them, they all have they have this Zada mentality where everything has to. Luis Figo is another one. You remember? Look after your diet, train, regimental, like military style player, not a player that just live their life, enjoy. Yeah, look at Wayne Rooney. What happened to him when he hit 30? Okay, just check it. The players that play with that like nonchalant attitude as Hazard, not a single one play in past their early 30s. Players that you see that will play until they're 40, until they're 35 or whatever, they've been disciplined since early age. Look at Frank Lampard. He was one of the most disciplined players you see when it comes to training and everything. Even John Terry. Okay, you name me one player. Zola was one of that played till late. What happened to Maradona in his 30s? He started struggling. Okay, so Boogeyman, we love Hazard. But to say Hazard will come back and be this and that, I agree. Let's forget about that. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's nostalgia. Let's be honest.
I mean, for Real Madrid to offer it as well anymore. For Real Madrid to offer it to us. I mean, look.
Thank you, Zola. Look at Zola. Okay, there are players that play till their late age, but it is the way it's the way they carry themselves. Everything catch up with you. It's a human body. It's not like you're not gonna live forever. Look at even us here. How do you feel? How do you feel now compared to 20 years ago or 10 years ago? Imagine an athlete.
Can I tell you something? Back in the days, the conditions of football players was not as good as it is right now. What I'm trying to tell you is that the number of game players are playing per season has doubled, or even for some player, let's just say has doubled. So that is the main problem right now. Back in the days, even if you ask a player like Frank Leboeuf, Desai, all those things will tell you straight up. Until when the Italians signed for Chelsea, they've never really take physical, all those things seriously that much. That's what they're saying. But now the reason why player has to condition their body is because they play too much game in the one season. So Eden Hazard, that's what I keep saying. Eden Hazard, medical can do miracles. Eden Hazard, if right now we manage Eden Hazard properly, he can still give us what exactly Eden Hazard used to do. There's a few players like Hazard, Zola, like for them to dribble, to have that liberty through their body to move, to do all those fake movement. They don't need to hit the gym all the time. That's who Eden Hazard is. The natural form for him to dribble, to run, to do all those breaks, he doesn't need to go to the gym. All he has to do is watch his diet. And if Eden Hazard wants to do it, he will do it. So I don't think that because he played for 15 years or he started at the age of 15, because all professional players go to our academy. All those kids have started earlier, but few of them that did not make it. So it's not because they started earlier that they cannot play past 35 or 32 or 33 or 45 or whatever it is. What the logic there is completely wrong.
If you start early, like Eden Hazard did, you have to look after. Yeah, sorry.
Guys, one second. I'm gonna let you guys carry on with this debate, but I want to bring in Tyrone to hear his thoughts, and then I'll give you guys a little bit more time. Tyrone, what's your thoughts on this topic, mate?
Yeah, well, I started saying what I thought in the beginning, but then I mean, I kind of agree with what MBT is saying to an extent, but I mean, to say that he's gonna come back and give what he gave before, that's unrealistic, because obviously different age, he's not gonna be able to score like a goal he scored against Liverpool. He's not gonna be able to do things like that. But I mean, I wouldn't be against him coming back, but right now he's not a necessary player. The only thing we do need is a player with his attributes, which is creativity, his ability to come in from the wide and to create a chance for whoever he's playing with. That is something that is lacked. But I mean, to say he's gonna come back and do that, that's not realistic, because his body is not the same. He didn't really put a lot of effort in his body. His eating habits was very poor, so obviously that's gonna affect him now. And let's not forget, the last season he was a bit overweight. He had belly fat in his last season at Chelsea, so you can't forget that. So he didn't really take care of himself. So he's facing those effects now because of it.
All right. I'm just gobsmacked by Ali Lewet's donation, man. Big up to you, Ali. Ali is one of the first 1,000 subscribers on my channel. They're all coming out of the woodworks, man. Big up to you, Ali. Thank you very much for your gift. So big up to you. Big up to you.
Give the man my bank account. Give the man my bank account, man.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, guys, it is my birthday, so if you wanna subscribe, like the stream.
Please,
I know I've got 2 dislikes, so big up.
Come on,
man.
Not on his birthday, man. Not on his birthday.
Dislikes. Come on, people. Seriously.
Take it easy, guys. Take it easy. Just hold on to that one for next stream, man.
For next stream, yeah. The funny thing is, I know who's disliking the stream. So we all know who's disliking the stream. So thank you. Anyway, Ali Lewet has just become a member of the Blue Lounge paid subscribers. So thank you to you. Thank you to everyone who's wishing me happy birthday. Big up to everyone. JJ, Brian, big up to everyone. Thank you. Guys, I don't want it to be a birthday stream. I want to focus on the topic at hand. So thank you all for your kind words and your wishes. Listen,
Boogeyman, sorry.
Eden Hazard can offer a lot in the form of experience, in the form of his passion, his motivation, his status at Chelsea Football Club. I was watching Monster stream before I came onto this one, onto my stream, and one thing that that came across is a lot of people are in 2 minds, myself included, and I think under the right circumstances, no one would reject Eden Hazard at Chelsea. But I think those circumstances need to be looked at properly. So I'm in 2 minds, Boogeyman. And I want to give you a couple of minutes to convince me. So convince me.
My point is this: Eden Hazard is only 30 years. Even Zinedine Zidane, when he was playing Juventus, in his best time were between 27 and 32 or 33 or something. So my point is this: Eden Hazard last 2 or 3 years has not played a lot of games with Real Madrid. He was injured. He was fat. Whatever you want to say, that's cool. But what I'm trying to say, he has produced over and over in EPL, and even Eden Hazard was injured when he was playing. I think it was under Mourinho or something. He has delivered through pain. So I'm saying that guy, if we If he decides to move back to Chelsea and prove a point, like Romelu Lukaku say, I have unfinished business here to prove. It's just a mind thing. He's a player. He's a professional. If he wants to prove all Real Madrid fans wrong, or he wants to prove us wrong, Eden Hazard back to Chelsea at 30 years old can do more damage to the most EPL defense than anything anybody will say. My problem at this point is this. Eden Hazard should be managed properly. He should not come to Chelsea to just destroy our wage structure. Because I know he's been paying £500,000 in or 400 something thousand pound in Real Madrid, while Lukaku is getting 350 something here. So I'm not sure if someone that we count to play half of game of a season, which is approximately 18 to 20 game a season, should be on those payroll, that on that much money. That's what I'm saying. If Eden Hazard say, okay, listen, I'm coming to Chelsea, this is my club, I want to play, I want to finish my career here, I'm 30 years old, and I want to be paid 150,000 a week, and just manage me properly. I think Eden Hazard and Tuchel can do a lot of damage to most teams in APL. And Eden Hazard playing against that Manchester City defense will just will set the whole defense in fire, because that's who he is. I'm pretty sure he still got that in him. I've seen his last game as against when he was playing for Belgium last time. That guy has all the ability. He still have them. It's just the thing is, maybe the physicality is not there at this point, but he still got all of his ability.
Yeah, but the Premier League is about physicality, Pokemon.
No, man, he's not like Saul. Eden Hazard have done it in here. He know how to get himself ready and to show it again. He's only 30 years.
He made his name in the Premier League. So
exactly. So he's not like a star. Anybody can tell me.
Boogeyman, you're missing the point here. You know why?
You tell me what point did I miss?
When Ronaldinho was leaving Barcelona, everybody was shocked, said Pep Guardiola was crazy to let him go. Okay?
I was not
wanted to tell,
I know they have Messi.
No, come on. You wanted to tell me, Eden Hazard, now, the structure he's in, I'm not telling you to Chelsea, Eden Hazard, had a better season than Ronaldinho did the season before he left Barcelona. They have the same habit, not Zidane. Zidane was a freak when it comes to training. Zidane was a threat.
Eden Hazard does not party. Eden Hazard does not party. Go ask Mourinho, he will tell you exactly that.
I'm not talking about the parties. I'm talking about he doesn't do anything to prolong his career.
Yeah, but he's not dedicated. He's not dedicated.
He plays football as a whatever. When he goes home, he goes home.
With that. I disagree.
But that's what everybody said, Boogeyman.
No, but listen, he's not doing more. He's not doing more. But I can tell you, me, Boogeyman, if I don't go to the gym in the next 2 or 3 months, if I come to this screen, you see me, I'm a different man because I get fat. So what I'm trying to tell you is, Eden Hazard, the way he is, he may need to watch his diet. He may need to walk a lot more. But you cannot compare Eden Hazard with Ronaldo, the Portuguese. He is something else. You cannot compare Eden Hazard with something else. They are something else.
Devil's advocate.
More than 60% of players.
Boogeyman. Are you saying that Eden Hazard playing for Chelsea will be motivated to go to the gym, to exercise, to get back into the Eden Hazard that he was, while Eden Hazard at Real Madrid doesn't have that motivation within him? Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say is there is nothing that kicks someone in the bottom than being disappointed, or you got it, but everybody say, this guy does not got it anymore. You want to prove something. So Eden Hazard that I saw in Belgium last game, I've seen pretty much everything I love in Eden Hazard, the one we saw the one that played for Chelsea. So my point is this: if that Eden Hazard, the same Hazard that I saw a few days ago or 5 days ago, if that Eden Hazard come back to Chelsea, hit the gym, I can guarantee you that Ziyech has no place in that lineup.
He has no place.
Pulisic has no business.
Anyway. No, Ziyech has no place anyway. Look, Boogeyman. Hazard for me is done. Help me out, Boogeyman.
Listen, I'm listening. I'm new to myself.
Hazard is, I want to spend 30. Yeah, I want to spend 30 million for him. Okay, he had the big opportunity to go to Real Madrid, one of the biggest, if he's not the biggest club in the world, with even more money. And the issue with Eden Hazard, he's not dedicated. He's letting himself go. He doesn't add goals to his games. Look at Ronaldo. Ronaldo, he looks after himself. And Hazard, and once upon a time, he reached that level. But the difference between Ronaldo and Messi and Hazard, they dedicate to the game.
Hazard has never reached that level.
Hold on. This comment by JJ Bridge. Firstly, thank you for the donation, JJ. Listen, we know that Eden Hazard played with a serious injury for a big chunk of the time at Chelsea. Ankle injury specifically. MDT, you spoke about this before. Now, talking about Eden Hazard staying fit, I think Eden Hazard will play through the pain barrier, will be more likely to stay fit when he's playing in the blue of Chelsea than in the white of Real Madrid, because he is motivated to do so. Yes or no? What do you guys think?
No. I won't buy that. I won't buy that. No. I disagree with that.
No, I think
I disagree with that. Hey, can I say that moment? Sorry to interrupt you more. When you go for nearly 90
Kasim, then MDT, because I want to hear what MDT has to say on this. Go on, Kasim.
Yeah. But that's why I was just apologizing to MDT. I'm not going to be long.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
If Hazard gone for 88 million to Real Madrid, and you telling me he's not going to give it everything, and he's gone for 400 to 500 grand a week, no, I won't buy that. He said before he leaves, when we beat Arsenal in the final European League, he said, I want to go play for Real Madrid. I want a new chapter in my life. And he had the chance with one of the best managers in the world, which is Zidane. But the issue, because look, we're not doubting Hazard is a legend and is talented. We're not doubting that. But Hazard is not dedicated. And with that much he's being kicked in the Premier League, he just built up with the injuries built up with him. That's my view. That is my view. For Chelsea going buying him for 40, 50 million, I think that's wasted money more to me. Wasted money because he's going to be like Pulisic. He's going to be always injured. Especially in the Premier League, he's more physical here. I don't know, guys, what you're talking about.
Yeah, no. I mean, definitely on his form in Real Madrid, on his record at Real Madrid, he is a liability, and we don't want to have a liability at Chelsea. But will that be mirrored at Chelsea? Would he be doing that at Chelsea, or would that not happen at Chelsea? And I want to hear from MDT. MDT, what was your thoughts on this?
For me personally, I think within him, he will want to do it really badly for Chelsea, really bad. He want to really want to do it, but will his body let him? That's where the problem is. The problem is the body. It's nothing to do with anything. Look at Cristiano Ronaldo at Manchester. Look at Cristiano Ronaldo at Manchester United. He's only scoring tapping, and that tapping has taken away from Bruno, from Pogba, from everybody else. The team now just has to cater to him.
Yeah.
Because he's not good at other things anymore with age. So telling me Eden Hazard?
No, that's a very, very good point. That is a
very great point. That's a great point.
And I want to hear a response. Boogeyman, tell me this. We had Eden Hazard play for Chelsea, and he was fantastic at Chelsea. But he was playing with a different Chelsea team, with a different formation, with a different setup, with a different squad, with a different manager. Coming to Chelsea today, a team that does not rely on a particular player. Our attack is our attack. We have a lot of attackers. We have a lot of players that are vital to the team. We can miss Kante and we can still win. We can miss Lukaku and we can still win. We can miss Edouard Mendy and we can still win. We don't need a player. We need a team. Eden Hazard, when he was here, when Eden Hazard was injured or was unable to play, we had problems. Do you want us to go back to that kind of mentality, Boogeyman? Explain
it. I don't know how to answer that question. Not because you're right, but the reason why I don't know how to answer that question is we have Lukaku in the team. Lukaku.
You got him there, Mo. You got him in the spot.
Checkmate. Clip it. I guys clip this. Clip this.
Listen, listen.
Yeah.
It's not because you're right. Listen, the reason why I say that is this: we bought Lukaku into the
He
team.
is right, Mo. He is right,
Hey, listen,
Boogeyman.
I
He got you on the spot there.
We don't want to rub it in. All right, just leave it.
Yeah, but how can Kasim speak when his mic is on mute? I don't understand that. How do you manage to go through the mute?
That's how loud it is. You can hear it all the way in Canada, man.
This guy is crazy. Okay, my point is this: we brought Lukaku in, right? And we said Lukaku, we had a team. And now we are adapting to Lukaku. That's our biggest issue right now. That's why Chelsea, the core Chelsea we have last season, that is already running the game to minute 1 to minute 19. We don't have the same team right now. We have problem with Lukaku playing up front, but we say Lukaku is there to score goals. So then we adapt. We allow Lukaku to be Lukaku, and we're trying to get all the other to adapt to him. So tell me, if Hazard come to this team, we know Hazard is not going to be doing all those pressing that Werner is doing. We know one thing: when Hazard has the ball, he will give some breathing to the team for at least few seconds, which none of our teammates right now can do, other than Kovačić or maybe a Loftus-Cheek. None of them can really take the ball and really set the opposite defense on fire. If Hazard, that played 2 years ago or 3 years ago for Chelsea, was at Chelsea, and that Hazard right now, whether he refused to defend or to press, I will still keep it in our team, and I'm pretty sure that Tuchel will find a way to adapt him to our system. That's for sure, because he's come with a certain quality that none of our front line have. So okay. I don't even care about if Hazard does not defend. And the worst about all the thing is we play 5 defender. We play with a wing back. Why don't you just tell those wing back not move, cover for Hazard?
Sure.
Just make sure he has the ball and he will do the magic.
Yeah,
What's the problem?
No, listen. I think both sides of this debate have valid arguments, valid points, but it's a topic that I think needs to be looked at logically.
Oh, true.
And I think logic says there are certain facts that we need to address. His performances recently, his history recently, his work rate recently. And these are the issues. Now, will they change? They could change. Will they? But it's all subjective. Before I let you come in, Bobby, Boogeyman. Where is Bobby? Anyone seen Bobby? I just realised Bobby's not here. Bobby's not here.
I'm not sure.
Bobby, if you're listening, we're waiting for you, man. We're missing you. I want to bring in Bobby. I want to bring in the Podfather. The Podfather. I want to hear your thoughts and opinions.
The Podfather.
Hey, it's a great name. I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on the Hazard topic, mate. I'm trying to unmute you, but it's not happening for some reason. We've lost him.
Let me just do something. I think someone posted a comment.
He's back. Hold on. He's back. 1 second.
Hello, how you guys doing?
Let me just do something.
We're doing great. Podfather, please mute the YouTube stream. So we can hear you from.
Yeah, sorry.
Hello, how you guys doing?
Hello.
Yep. Go ahead. Let me hear it.
Yes, how you guys doing? Happy birthday.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, I've been listening to the discussion.
You were not supposed to say that. Nobody should know about his birthday.
Big up, mate.
I'm sure he's very happy to be 30 today. Anyway,
no comment.
I've been listening to the debate so far. Very interesting. I'm trying to think, where do I fall along this? I can see it from both perspectives. I think if the price is cheap enough, I don't think there's really a risk in bringing him back, personally, from the club's angle. I think in terms of shared sales, marketability, he'll be by far the most marketable player that we have. Everybody will go out and buy a Hazard shirt tomorrow. loads of Chelsea fans based on just sentiment and all that sort of stuff. So I think the club can bring him back, making him an ambassador, in a way, almost get their money back over time with him. In terms of what he brings to the actual team, I think we only have 2 players in this squad who've actually won a league title in England. Yeah, that would be Azpilicueta and Alonso. Yeah, so already he brings a certain winner's mentality. I've tried to keep up with some of his games at Real Madrid and Belgium. So rather than just listen to newspaper reports, I actually watch the games and see. One thing you can tell is that he doesn't really take on players anymore. He's not direct like how he used to be. He's looking for the easy option, pass, move. He's not really taking responsibility for the game as how he would at Chelsea. Chelsea, last 20 minutes, we can't. The tactics aren't working. The manager system isn't working. He'd just take over the game. He'd make it happen, basically. I think if he comes back, we're more aware of his physical history and his injury record as well. So that shouldn't be underestimated in terms of our medical team, and who've actually worked and seen him, for 8-9 years over the period of time. So I think that we would be more better suited to dealing with certain medical issues that may arise. And in terms of the price that have been quoted, 30-40 million, I think it's worth a gamble personally. But I wouldn't rely on it. For me, when you look at this team, you can't tell me Eden Hazard wouldn't come back and score more than 5 goals, 6 goals, which is what we got from Ziyech, Havertz, what's the other chap's name? Pulisic last season. 5-6 goals. That's what we're talking about. The way Chelsea fans are talking is we have Salah on one wing and Ronaldinho on the next. We don't. We have people who are seriously underperforming and have been given two years here to find their feet, and they haven't. So in terms of taking a risk, for me, it's worth it. And I think we're a big enough club to absorb that risk. 30 million is not going to bankrupt us. And if it doesn't work out, we buy somebody else next year. That's the way I see it anyway, personally.
All right, 30 million, I agree with you.
Yes.
I'm still getting feedback, Podfather.
Okay, hold on. Okay. Yeah.
No, it's there. Oh, now it's gone. Okay, brilliant.
All right.
The issue is this. I agree with you. 30 million, not a problem. But would you also pay him 300,000+ a week?
No, I wouldn't. I think he'll take a pay cut. Ronaldo took a pay cut to come to Man United. Messi took a pay cut to go to PSG. He'll take a pay cut. Because I don't think it's about money for him. He's never struck me as that type of player. Oh, I'm chasing the money. I think right now, to come back to somewhere where he's clearly loved by the fans, he's familiar. His old house is probably just there waiting for him. Yeah, I mean, he's got all sorts of things that when players go through this sort of dip in form for 2 years or constant injuries, a lot of times returning back to some familiar surroundings is just a thing to get you back. Now it's 50-50 whether it's going to work, but I just think for us, you take a pay cut, the price is absorbable. And in terms of, like I said, marketing and the club using him as an ambassador and shed sales and posters and marketing to different markets all around the world, wherever, he's by far our most marketable player.
All right.
And that's with everybody in the squad that we have right now.
Fair comment. If you still have time, stick around.
No problem.
We've got another topic coming up in a second, so I'd like to get your points of view on that as well. I want to bring in Big Papa. Big Papa, how are you? How you doing? Big Papa, can you hear me? Hold on.
How do you pick those names, man?
Listen, they pick him, I read him. Big Papa, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Happy birthday, Kasim.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah. Cheers, man. Give me your thoughts on this Hazard story.
Yeah, I think I've heard both sides, right? And I think I agree a bit with both sides. But for me, what is telling is I think we've had 3 managers. Hazard has played under about our last 3 managers. I think one of the things they said about Eden Hazard is his mentality, right? I think, was it Sarri or Conte? One of them said, if Hazard had the right mentality, he would be able to go all the way to the top. And Hazard doesn't strike me as a player when the chips are down or when the pressure is on him, he's able to rise up to the occasion. I think he seems more of he has a tendency to rather crumble when a lot is expected of him. So I think for the time he played with us, I don't think he always had that carefree spirit, right? I didn't want to take too much. So I find it even strange that he's the captain for Belgium, because he seems more like less of a leader and more of someone who doesn't want to be the main guy, or who doesn't want to have the responsibility, should I say. So I think, or I don't know if Hazard comes into the team for one, what role he's going to take up, and then whose path is going to be blocked by Hazard coming back. I think that some of it too is a lot of nostalgia that the fans have for Hazard more than anything.
Do you think he will block the path of anyone, or do you think he'll be a rotational player?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what the real plan is. Yeah, because, and I don't know if even our coach, Tuchel, is in favor of because from what I've read, it appears to be our owners signing, or the club signing, not the manager signing. Yeah, it doesn't strike me like Tuchel will want a player like Hazard playing for him, given what we know about him. Yeah, it doesn't appear like he's
a
player add something quick. Hazard is not going to block anybody's path. Without Hazard, our winger themselves are blocking their own path anyway. So I don't think Hazard is the one blocking anybody's path. And when it comes to Hazard, the reason why I keep mentioning Hazard of 3 years ago, it's just La Liga is different when different from when you compare to the Premier League. La Liga, you have to be technical sound and pass the ball all the time. Where in the Premier League, Hazard can be more selfish and just take the ball and run into the defense and dribble through them, which he doesn't have that freedom or that liberty in Real Madrid. When you have people like Kroos and that keep passing the ball, you have to pass the ball back. Everybody's out running all this. So I'm not going to judge Hazard based on his performance at Real Madrid, but at least even at Real Madrid, when I see sometime I've seen those run that he used to do at Chelsea, and even especially when he's playing for the national team, I've seen a lot of those runs and those dribbles. So if someone say he's not taking on defender one-on-one in 1v1 anymore, I disagree with that, because I've seen that. Last game I've seen Hazard doing those many times in the same game.
It's not the same as before though, Boogeyman.
I understand that.
He's lost a bit of pace, bit of sharpness. Listen. In respect to this topic, we've given it a lot more than I anticipated. I was going to do 20 minutes, half an hour on this topic, but we've done over an hour. So, Eden Hazard situation. By the way, Big Papa, you're welcome to stay. Today's stream is open to the general public, so anybody wants to come on, they can come on and they can be part of the panel. So everyone is welcome on the stream. In respect to Eden Hazard, lads, he will always divide the fan base, whether he comes, whether he stays, whether he comes alone, whether we buy him, whatever we're going to do with him. It's always going to be people who support it and people who are against it. But in a nutshell, Eden Hazard is a Chelsea legend. Eden Hazard has offered a big chunk of his career to this club, for this club, and he will always be loved by the fan base and respected by the fan base. Whatever does happen, I hope it happens in a way where it keeps his legacy intact and it keeps him seen by the Chelsea fan base as a fantastic player, as he has always been for Chelsea. the second topic I want to go into is a little bit of a controversial one. I have a few guys wanting to come in. I will bring you onto the channel. Just give me a second, lads. I want to talk about this topic and then I'll bring you guys in. Today, we are going to talk about a topic that has taken place over the past week. And that is the takeover of Newcastle United by a consortium of Saudi Arabian businessmen headed by the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia himself, Mohammed bin Salman. This has made Newcastle the richest club on the planet. One of the richest entities on the planet. Because they are backed by one of the richest people on the planet. Now, I'm not going to go into debate or discussion about, who this person is, what this person has done, etc., 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 because that would get us involved into a political discussion, which I don't really have time for on this channel. No one is perfect. No one is 100% clean. Okay? Now, I talk about the aspects that I look at in respect to football and in respect to what's going to happen in the Premier League, Chelsea Football Club, the transfer market, Newcastle United as a club. I want to address it from that standpoint. I want to address it from the standpoint of the impact that Newcastle United are going to have on the Premier League, on Chelsea, on European football, and on the transfer market moving forward. We all talk about the Big Six. One of those is not going to be in the Big Six no more because Newcastle United will be coming in strong. It may not happen this season, next season, or the next couple of seasons, but it will happen. Newcastle United will be a powerhouse again because Newcastle United are one of the biggest clubs in English football. Recently, not so much. Recently, their performances, their issues with their managers, with their owners, Mike Ashley for the past 14 odd years, they've had issues. But now all that is going to change. And I want to discuss the impact of the consortium, the Saudi consortium coming in. And what do we see is going to happen? And I promise you, I've spent the past 4 days trying so hard to get some of these Newcastle fans on my channel. Some of the big Newcastle fans, the YouTubers, the social influencers, social media influencers. No one accepted my invitation. So, it is what it is. But I did try. So I did try for you guys to get you a perspective, a Newcastle perspective. So if there's anybody in the chat who's a Newcastle fan and wants to come on and give us their point of view, I would love to have you on. Mass Access, welcome to the stream. Since you are here, I'm going to let you give me your point of view first and start the ball rolling. So what do you think about the takeover, Mass Access?
Hello, Kasim. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone.
Appreciate that. Hello.
So, do you want me to talk about the Hazard or the Newcastle stuff?
Hazard is finished. It's done.
Oh, okay.
An hour and 8 minutes on Hazard.
I think for Newcastle, the way that they are going into the transfer market this coming window, when the window open, I think they are going to do well if they could get most of the players they are bidding for. You understand me? So I think Newcastle is not a walkover team.
Hold on. Mass Access. Are you talking about the January transfer window or are you talking about the summer?
I'm talking about the summer.
The summer, okay, fine, yeah.
Newcastle is not a walkover team. Yeah, it's a big team in England too. I mean, no team in the Premier League is small. You know what I'm talking about. You don't expect anything from these small teams you see. They could take you unaware. They could beat you anytime. So I think Newcastle is a good one.
Okay. This is a question to everyone. Newcastle United apparently have a £200 million budget for January. Now, this £200 million budget for January, apparently it falls within financial fair play, because they haven't spent any money over the past couple of windows or whatnot. And they can probably do the same thing in the summer. Now, how quickly do you think we will see Newcastle turn it around? Because right now they're relegation candidates. Buying big players, it's not going to be easy. You see, a lot of people are thinking, Newcastle United, they're going to have a ton of money. They're going to bring in Mbappe. They're going to bring in Haaland, Declan Rice. They're talking about all of the Chelsea targets. Erling Haaland will not come to Newcastle to play for a team that doesn't have European football. They don't even have, they're not even in the European Conference League. So he's not going to come. Erling Haaland, Mbappe, these players are not going to come this season. So they're going to have to build gradually. They're going to have to build their rep, their name. I mean, I'm hearing Frank Lampard might be linked with them. Steven Gerrard might be linked with them as their manager. They are going to start to build. So realistically, when do we see Newcastle United challenging for the top places in the Premier League? And this is open to all of you. I'll bring DJ Savin first. DJ Savin, let me hear it.
Yeah, listen, Newcastle. Well, look, first of all, I'll say one thing. A lot of people are saying a lot of the football clubs around are going to be, wound up, jealous of their situation. Listen, I'm not jealous of Newcastle's situation. If anything, I'm actually happy they've actually managed to get somebody in to actually come into that football club to do something for them. In terms of what they're going to do this season, it won't have. Nothing will happen in terms of they'll probably will get some players in January, maybe move out of that relegation zone that they're in. I heard a fellow pundit, Chelsea fan, actually cracked me up when he said, "Imagine they actually get relegated with that situation with those
possible.
Is a possibility. I don't know if you guys who I'm talking about, but all I know is he's a fellow Chelsea fan, and he came out and said it. He used to play for Chelsea as well, and it was just so funny. He got absolutely belated on them on it. You know what I'm talking about?
DJ, think of it this way. All right, we all know Newcastle United are gonna get a ton of money.
They definitely are.
Yeah, and we all know Newcastle United are going to be a big team quite soon. So, do you know what's going to happen? For the rest of the season, before they start to stack up their players and get that money invested, every time they play against a team, they're going to try their hardest to beat them to get them relegated. All right, so it's going to be a tough season for them, man. You know what I mean?
It is going to be, mate. It's going to be. And look, as I was going to say, in terms of their players, I mean, from my understanding, there's talk of Lampard, there's talk of Gerrard. There's also talk of Conte possibly going there as well. Now, he's apparently ruled himself out of the job. If you hear various reports, some various reports actually saying he actually wants the job. But whether he'll take on such a job now with that project straight away, he likes to actually come in and actually, when Newcastle already got the players, he's the kind of guy that will come in and just do what he needs to do. But look, listen, it's good for the Premiership. I know everyone's getting worried about it. Let them go and get the players they want. Coutinho's apparently their first target they want to bring in January, from what I heard. Whether that is true, I don't know. But yeah, it's gonna, whatever happens, mate. As a Chelsea fan, I ain't worried at all, mate. I mean, people go and say we should be worried. Why should we be worried? We've literally where we are to where they are. I'm not concerned at all. It's the other teams around like Arsenal and Tottenham who I'll actually be more concerned about more than anything else. Not so much the top four or top five. So realistically, let's see what happens to me.
You're right. It's Arsenal and all the other teams that should be worried. But they're not going to win the Premier League for the next 15 or 20 years now.
Yeah, no, I mean, the scenario right now is Newcastle will be a powerhouse. We'll be talking about Newcastle in the same way we're talking about Chelsea, Manchester City, Manchester United, Liverpool. Newcastle will be that. They will be talked about, with the big teams. There will be Champions League contenders and all that, but it's not going to happen overnight. You see, Chelsea got a ton of money. And we started to build, and it took us a while. Before.
Exactly.
Champions League, it took us 8 years, 9 years to get it. So when the money comes in, it doesn't mean it's going to happen overnight. Premier League title, will they be challenging within the next 3-4 years? I think they'll be in the top 4 in the next 4 years, maybe. But challenging, I think it takes some time. It will take them time, and they need to start to build it gradually. Some of the targets that have been mentioned are a little bit crazy for them to be talking about these names right now. Coutinho, I can see happening. Declan Rice, maybe I can see happening. If they're going to throw the money at West Ham, West Ham will let him go. But will he want to go? I don't know. It's a weird one. I'm seeing Tyrone smiling. Tyrone, what are you saying, man? What are you thinking?
Well, you basically said something I wanted to say in the beginning. And first of all, obviously the top 6, the legendary top 6, the historic one, is not the same top 6 anymore. It's not the big 6 anymore, obviously. Arsenal isn't as big as they were before. Spurs, Man United are probably still in it, but there's still some things that need to be fixed. But I'm not disappointed to say this. I'm not ashamed to say it. But I'm a semi-Newcastle fan, so I feel some happiness to know that they can be on a rise now. And I even spoke with DJ Sav on Twitter about it as well. And with it, the progression is good because I've always wanted to see them do well. So I'm happy that they have this takeover happened for them, because the owner they had wasn't allowing them to get players that they probably wanted to or tried to get to become a serious team. So I'm happy that this is the case. But like you said, it's going to take them time. It's not going to be overnight. You're going to see them pop up into the top 4 and contending for the Champions League or Europa League or the Conference League. So it's going to take them time, and it's going to take them years, because obviously the players they have now, and to respectfully say this, there aren't a lot of players that can make them a competitive team in next season. So it's going to take them time to either offload some of those players, bring in players, and if those players need to adapt, they need probably a season or a few months and things like that. So it's going to take them a few years possibly to become a serious team. But I'm happy for them, and I'm excited to see what happens to them in the future.
Yeah, no, I agree. MDT, Newcastle United, becoming one of the strongest teams in the Premier League. Is that a good thing for the league? Do you see that the strength of the league, the competition in the league, being stepped up a notch? Is that going to be a good thing for us, for the rest of the league? How do you see it?
Yeah, for me, I think to be honest with you, I'm happy for Newcastle fans. Sometimes I think people are just running around and thinking this has never happened before. It has, but not at this scale, but it has. If you remember, in Italy, they had 6 teams that all have multi-millionaires in the 90s. The squad, the Fiorentina squad, they had Rui Costa, Oliveira, and Batistuta, Torricelli, Toldo. They were superstars because they were sponsored by a company. And the Parma squad, they have Turan, Cannavaro, and they have Dino Baggio. They have Asprilla and Zola, and when they left, they went for Crispo and Chiesa. This Chiesa's father? Okay, Inter Milan, they have the Brazilian Ronaldo. Okay, and they have Moreno. They have superstars, Roberto Baggio. AC Milan, they have George Weah, you name them. Juventus,
Gattuso.
These have happened before. Gattuso. Okay, so these are the things. I've seen this before. Italy has had 7 teams that each one of them had 6 world-class players. But you know what? Who was winning it? It was Juventus and AC Milan, because they have the manager. They have the manager and a structure. Parma had the best squad, and they were sponsored by Parmalat. Okay, and Berlusconi, that time he was one of the richest people in the world then. He had AC Milan, and the Fiat company, Agnelli, they own Juventus. Okay, and you can go to Spain. You remember when they have Deportivo have Nuruddin Naibet, and they have Jalminya, Roy Mackay, what's his name of the other one? Diego Trestan. Barcelona have Rivaldo, Figo, you name them. Kluivert, De La Peña, you name it. Even Goduela was on that team. Okay, and then AC Milan, what's his name? Real Madrid had Roberto Carlos. They have, you name it. You know the team they had then. Raúl, Redondo. Okay, this has happened before. England has never seen it before, but Italy has had it. Spain has had it. It never affects them. They just dominate Europe. It's a competition. Let's embrace it. Newcastle, this is wonderful for them. It's brilliant for the Premier League. As a Chelsea fan, I'm not worried. Only thing that will make me worried if at all Chelsea start messing about. But if we keep the good managers, we buy, because Newcastle can only buy 15 world-class players because they're not going to buy 22. Where are they going to play them? You think those players are going to sit on the bench? No. There are more than 200 world-class players in the world. They're not going to buy all 200. You know, so I'm not worried. It's just a good competition. Let the best man win. That's all. I'm not worried.
All right. Could we see a Bayern Munich scenario in the Premier League with Newcastle, where they will be winning it every season, and everyone else is just going to be trying but not succeeding?
No, not at all. Because one thing, Bayern Munich make 4 times the money but Dortmund make. Okay. Let's say, what do you call it, Newcastle. Are they going to sign the best goalkeeper in the world? They must have the second, third best goalkeeper in the world. But is their defense going to be the best in the world? Is their midfield going to be the best midfielders in the world? Are they going to sign all the best strikers in the world? No. Look at Bayern Munich. With all that money, they don't dominate Europe. It's only Germany. Okay, do you think Newcastle will go and sign 30 of the world best players to stop any team buying them? It's not going to be possible, because the thing is, even now, the Premier League has a financial fair play. It's not a strict whatever, but you cannot spend over a certain amount. So I'm not worried about Newcastle. I've seen this thing has happened in Italy, has happened in Spain, where they have 4, 5, 6 teams with world-class, 6, 7, 8 world-class players in each position. And then guess what? The team with the best managers, best system, won ahead of the best players.
So,
the Brazilian Ronaldo didn't win a single league at Italy.
Can Newcastle get the best manager because they have the money?
No, but how many best managers do you have? You have 3 or 4 or 5. If Chelsea have 1, Newcastle have 1, so they're going to compete against each other.
Yeah, but can Newcastle get the best manager because they have the money?
Yes.
Exactly. So that's all your premise.
No.
Is just doesn't
No.
make any
Yes.
sense.
Hi guys, sorry I'm late to the party.
Wait. Max Burton, welcome to the
Are they
stream.
going to get you?
You're starting by saying no. Let me hear it.
I'm
Max.
late to the
Let me hear it.
party. Sorry guys. I didn't realise it was on. Right, listen. Just because you've got a lot of money, it doesn't mean you're going to be getting the best. Look, you got to remember, when Roman Abramovich came, he was the first of his type. Okay, to come with the money, and others have followed suit since. So what we've got to realise is that when we came in, it was everything. We're getting Ronaldinho. We're getting. I think Sav, you remember all these players that we were linked with. We were Ronaldinho, Thierry Henry, Arsene Wenger was going to be our manager.
Rivaldo.
And Arsene Wenger was going to be our manager. Alex Ferguson was going to be our manager. So listen, we didn't get these players straight away. So the players that we ended up with, first of all, were the people like our first signing was Glenn Johnson. And then we bought in players like Adrian Mutu. And the only real big star name I think we probably got was Hernan Crespo. Yeah, at the time, obviously. And all the other players we bought were just okay. Obviously Makaleli was a big player. But if you look at Was it Havertz? Yeah. So if we look at Makelele, what's his name? Real Madrid wanted to let him go. So it wasn't a case of no, we're not prizing it. Sorry, we didn't prize him away. They undervalued Makelele, and their loss was our gain with him. But all the big players, like the Henrys, as I said, if we put money in front of the club, but they said no, we're not selling them, or they didn't want to come to Chelsea as yet because it was quite a new project. So just because these guys have got all this money, they're not guaranteed to get all these people. And what you've got to realise, as I said, Chelsea were the only team at the time who had the money. Now you've got Chelsea with money, Manchester City with money, PSG with money. So there are other clubs. So the attraction mainly is going to be Europe. Yeah, and Newcastle are still light years away from Europe. They've got to worry about relegation more than Europe. No, seriously, I'm just being honest.
It's true though. It's true though.
That's where they are at the moment. So
I agree with what Max said a certain degree. The thing is this: Newcastle in the January transfer will probably buy 4 or 5 players.
No, they won't.
Why not? Why not?
They won't. Because they've already said they're not going to do it. They said they're not going to be. There's going to be a slow process. Amanda Stavey has already come out and said that she's managing expectations of the supporters by already saying this is a long-term project that we're into. So the first player they've been linked with. Hold on. The first player they've been linked with is Tarkowski from Burnley. Those are the sort of players they're going to be getting. Those sort of players, maybe somebody like even
Coutinho's been mentioned as well.
Coutinho, but Coutinho's a bit of a mercenary, anyways. And no, seriously, it's and he's the other guy, West Lingard. Even Lingard is having second thoughts about joining them. He was at West Ham, but they said that he's having second thoughts about joining them. So they're not going to just. Eventually, I'm not saying they won't get there eventually. They may get there eventually, but it's going to take at least 5 or 6 years. It's not going to be overnight.
Yeah, but I understand what you're saying. The problem with Newcastle, Newcastle are now in 6, 7, or 8 position. They are in a relegation battle. So right now, they have to buy a player even to stay in the EPL. So nobody will tell me today that they're not going to invest in January, at least to stay in APL. So I'm pretty sure they're going to invest.
They will invest. They will invest.
They will
but,
buy players. I understand if they were playing if they're like 6 or 7 position, they might say, okay, listen, it's a slow process. We're going to get the manager. We're going to get a sporting director. We're going to do this and make sure like we have the best academy and all those crap. But at this point, they have a knife on their throat. They're going in a championship if they don't buy a player or if they don't invest directly into the starting 11 to keep that Newcastle team in the Premier League.
Yeah, that is obvious. They will invest. Yeah,
exactly.
Sorry, I was missing the point with you. I thought you meant they're going to be investing in these big superstars. They will invest, but they don't expect superstars through the door. They'll be getting some, some decent players like. I'm not knocking Tarkowski. I think he's a good player, and he'll do well in their defence. Sure, at their defence, and Coutinho, I'm not sure about because I just think he'll be a mercenary.
He will be. He would be.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So
if he goes there, he's just going for the money, basically, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh, spot on.
Yeah, but someone explain to me why. Well, like we know there is no the best manager in the world. We have good managers. Even Tuchel was fired at the PSG. He come to.
But there is currently a best manager. There is currently
don't try to eat something in my mouth. I know Tuchel was the UEFA best manager. I know, but I'm just saying there is no best manager. There's good manager.
There's about 3 or 4 who are top, and then Tuchel's one of them. You've got Klopp. You've got obviously Pep. Those are the
Conte.
sort of.
So what about Conte?
And Conte. But Conte's he's not going there.
And Zidane as well as the other one.
And you've got Frank Lampard as well. So.
Yeah. So my point is, Newcastle can go. I didn't hear that. What did you say? What have you said?
Zinedine Zidane is another one, yeah.
You missed it.
Frank Lampard. You missed it.
No. Yeah, Lampard will be a mistake. Anyways, I'm happy that you said it. Anyways, so
sorry, Boogeyman. Listen, joking aside, if Frank Lampard does go to Newcastle, it would bolster the image, bolster the reputation, and also enhance the chances of signing some bigger players.
You took the words out of my mouth. I was about to say that.
Much into those English player mind that he's not going to do anything good.
Can I say something?
Go on, Nas.
Okay. I want us to remember that football has taken a new dimension. Back in the days, there are these players that we have that we want to play football for the fun of football, not for the money. But nowadays, players want to play football for the money. But regardless, I don't think, even if Newcastle is ready to spend the money, they are not going to get those big players they want. Like, you don't expect a player like Mbappe to go to Newcastle because they have the money to give. I mean, Newcastle has nothing. You don't expect him to go to a relegation team that doesn't have Champions League qualification. A player like Mbappe would go to a team like Newcastle at this point in time. But as for a manager, I think you can get a manager when you have the money. A good manager can go to Newcastle because he would want to prove a point that he wants to make the team go up, finish top 10, stuff like that. But for the players, I don't think so. You just have to start gradually.
You got to realise as well, you're talking about going to Newcastle. You're not talking about going to London or Barcelona or Paris. You're talking about Newcastle there. Come on. So that's another.
It's different.
Max, I disagree. No, I disagree with all of you, man. No, I don't know any player.
I love Newcastle, by the way. Don't get me wrong. Before I was married, I had some great nights in Newcastle. So.
I was going to say that.
Max, you're English. Newcastle for you, it's a place you can live. You can climatize to. If you're from London, you go to Newcastle. You go to Leeds. You go to Liverpool. Well, you can adjust. But if you're Conte, if you're Jose Mourinho, and Conte, Jose Mourinho, they have lived in the UK, so they might be able to adjust. But for
make
example,
sure you have
coming straight into there.
Make sure you have about 6 anoraks when you go down there. Unless you're a girl going clubbing in the miniskirt in minus 6 degrees and they're walking around in miniskirts. That's for another day. So.
Yeah, but I still think
it's as cold as Canada, Boogeyman.
What's that?
It's as cold as Canada on a winter night, so you'll be okay there.
It doesn't matter when you get on a check. If they've been paying you a certain amount of money, you don't mind too much the weather. You
do, because remember, who was it? Somebody said, who was it? Who said they left because it was too dark in London? So someone joined Manchester, and they said they spent all. No, it was a true story. I can't remember what play it was, and they said they spent. The wife said they didn't go out. It was gloomy. It was always raining.
Morata.
No, I think it was someone from Man City at the time.
Di Maria.
Was it Di Maria? Yeah, Di Maria. That's it.
Correct.
And they said it was such a horrible place, and it's
always raining.
And it's worse further north in Newcastle. That's Manchester.
Robinho also signed for Manchester City, and until the last minute, he's still thinking he was in London, right? Something like that.
And the other thing is, the reason why a lot of people signed for Man City is because they thought they were signing for Man United, because they thought there was only one club in Manchester. No, seriously, I've heard that as well. In Manchester.
Max, I saw that.
I live in the north,
Say again.
I live in Manchester.
No, I'm not knocking Manchester. I'm saying a lot of people thought they were joining Manchester United, not City, because they didn't realise that there were 2 clubs in Manchester. Because they just heard the word Manchester, they automatically thought it was Manchester United.
But anyways, I still think Newcastle next season. Listen, during the summer, there will still be an EPL, and they will sign another player to be in the top 6. and it won't take that long. I think 3 years max, we will have Newcastle playing for top
Can I just hold you there?
No,
Can I
no,
just hold
no,
you guys?
no. I disagree.
Guys,
So who do you got?
can I just
Yeah,
hold you on there? Just got a commercial break. Germany just won against North Macedonia 4-0. Timo Werner scored 2 goals.
Yeah, I know. And Havertz got the
And
other.
Kai
didn't
Havertz got another one as well. And Musilla. So made in Chelsea.
Oh,
Is it Musilla? He scored a 4th. So.
Guys,
Oh, yeah,
Sorry.
I've got a guest. I've got a guest from the chat. Oh, he just left. All right. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry for interrupting you. So.
No, carry on.
I was just going to ask you guys on a thing. Who do you think Newcastle will get as their manager? Look, we all know Steve Bruce is going to be gone. Yeah, I think he's not going to be in charge of the Tottenham match. I think it's going to be his assistant coach that's going to be doing it. Yeah. So who do you think odds on now is going to take the Newcastle job before the end of the season or by January?
I think the Belgium coach.
You're the Belgium coach, who Martinez?
No, it'd be the wrong fit.
Would you do it? No,
but,
I think he's aligned to go for Barcelona or something.
But
I don't know.
He was linked with it. He was linked.
They could get the ex-Barcelona one, can't they? Ronald Koeman or something like that.
Ronald Koeman will turn Newcastle into Netherlands national team.
If he can't handle the Barcelona right now, what is he going to do with Newcastle?
I think he will bring it. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
You know what?
Sorry, go on. I was just going to say, CFC Stevens come out and says he thinks he's going to be Frank Lampard. That's a big shout.
He's on the list.
That's odds on, isn't he?
Has been mentioned.
It cannot be Lampard. The reason is simple. He doesn't have that experience.
Question. Has Alan Shearer got his coaching badges?
No, it won't be Shearer.
No.
He's going to have an ambassadorial role, apparently.
And Kevin Keegan as well.
But you know what? Do you know what's more of a worry for me is the guy who's going to be the director of football, Ralph Ragnick, who's been rumored to be Ralph Ragnick. Ralph Ragnick. If he gets in, then we got to be worried because this guy, he's taken over the 2 RB clubs, RB Leipzig and RB Salzburg, who both got money in charge. And what he's done with those teams, he's built them up from the bottom up. So he's got the youth system sorted out, and he's got a good eye for a player as well. Because he's like, if you look at Upamecano, Werner, all those sort of people were under when he was director of football or manager at those clubs. So he will sort them out, definitely, if he came in. Another name
he
hasn't
hasn't done any EPL yet, right? He has not done anything.
No, but
I don't think
he'll be the director of football, not the manager.
Guys, question.
Yeah,
guys,
whatever.
Guys,
sorry,
more. Question. Listen, do you guys think that the fact that they have so much money to spend, and the fact that the financial fair play has been relaxed so much, that Newcastle could fall into the trap of throwing too much money and not getting the return that they want? Because you see, the thing is this: it's not about getting the names; it's about getting the quality. And could the fact that they are offering so much in regards to money, for example, the name Coutinho for me. With the situation at Newcastle, because Coutinho is a good player, but he's the kind of player that feeds off the talent and the skills of the players around him.
Yeah.
And if you throw Coutinho into this Newcastle team, what's he gonna do? I mean, I heard names that were mentioned that I think would realistically be fantastic for them. Gallagher, Ross Barkley, Loftus-Cheek. These kind of players, they would be fantastic for Newcastle.
Yeah, I just want you to think differently, because even if they sign Coutinho, it's just signing a market signing just to send a message into the market. Please the fan and just send a message. Like Manchester City signed Robinho back then. Like at the same time, they have to go after those average, strong player. Like how do you say? Like go after the best player at Burn. That guy that played for Southampton, their captain, number 8.
Ward Prods?
Ward
Prowse.
Yeah, like give like maybe 200k, 200,000k per week, and just say, okay, I will pay Southampton this amount of money, and you will get that kid fast. Or you go after like you pick certain kid in the EPL and you just offer their salary, crazy salary, and you move them to Newcastle, and then you sign how do you call it? Coutinho as the big sign or the big name. You just put it on top of it. It's not because Coutinho going to move them to the to top four now. It's just to make a name or to make that sound. So, and those players around will keep Newcastle in the first division. And then after that, because they've signed Coutinho for maybe 130 million or whatever that price is, they can now go after the bigger caliber, like what? Loftus-Cheek, why not? Loftus-Cheek, if he's not getting time and he noticed that Newcastle is at the 6th position in the EPL, he will go. Gallagher, okay, we'll start asking Chelsea, guarantee me a place on a starting lineup or I'm bouncing. So he will also go. Even Rudiger, the situation of Rudiger today, I'm not too sure if we have other defender that end up in that situation. They will go to Newcastle because Newcastle is the big and new project and they prove they can invest the money. So I think
just not going there.
Why are we talking about top four for Newcastle?
No, listen. What I'm trying to say, all those names that I gave, I'm not saying they're going. I'm just telling you that if they sign Coutinho, it's not because Coutinho is what they need. It's just to make that noise. That's all it is. But I'm pretty sure under the radar, they will all go for those good EPL type of player that will keep Newcastle into certain level, like position 14 or 10 or something, at least this season. So that will be their strategy, pretty much.
All right, listen.
Yeah, but
I want. Hold on. Relax. This comment here, I think it's a massive statement. And I'm not talking about just Chelsea. I'm talking about the Premier League itself. Because we know that the Premier League complained. 19 clubs out of the 20, which is Newcastle, 19 clubs complained that they're not happy about this takeover. So, what are they going to do? When Newcastle starts knocking on the door and say, I want to buy this player, sorry, we're not selling. If you want to buy, you got to pay double the price.
And they will pay.
They will pay. But then that's the flip side to it. The flip side to it is player price is going to get inflated by having this massive team with a massive bank balance in your club.
Chelsea have done the same thing.
Not exactly.
Chelsea have done the same thing back then, and the Newcastle will do the same thing this time. I understand. Don't worry. As a Chelsea fan, I don't care. I think we have a really good team. We have at least 5, 6, 7 years to.
He's gonna become worrying, Boogeyman. I think he'll be worrying, man. They'll be worrying because I tell you that now. Just
I don't listen. I understand. Someone
I think he's a bit jealousy going. No, wait. I think he's going to be a bit jealousy of different club of Newcastle. Newcastle have got loads of money.
Yeah, but it's not the case. I understand that money is not all I'm scared of.
Let me finish.
They're still playing 11 against 11.
Kasim, hold on one second. One second. Tyrone has to go, so I'm going to give him a second to say his final thoughts before he leaves. Tyrone. What do you want to say before you go, mate? Tyrone, can you hear me?
He's on mute.
Isn't he?
Yeah, he's not speaking. I don't think he can hear me. Tyrone, can you hear me? All right, he can't hear me. Before I go back, can you hear me, Tyrone? Tyrone? Yeah, there might be some lag issues. Before I go back to you, Kasim, I just want to welcome Redneck to the stream. Redneck, welcome to the stream. How you doing, my man?
Good, how are you? MDT, I'm following you.
Right. It's a good guy to follow. It's a good guy to follow.
No, I mean, it's always...
Yeah, Tyrone. Go ahead, Tyrone. Yeah, no, Tyrone, you're having audio issues. Kasim, sorry I interrupted you, mate. Go ahead.
All right, no worries.
Can you hear me?
I think it's a bit jealousy of different clubs of Newcastle. That's clear, 100%. Look now. Look, the like of Chelsea and Man City, they are a big club with big money. But when you look at the clubs like Arsenal and Tottenham now, and Man United to some extent, because Man United got money and they got they don't spend, they don't care. So they're not going to win any trophy, big trophy I'm talking about, anytime soon. So Newcastle knocking on the door now, and they got the money, and they got a prince. You know yourself more. The Arab, they don't hold back. If they want a trophy, they will spend any money to go get it. You know that.
Yeah, but listen, that's not going to work all the time. That's not going to work all the time.
Kasim, you just contradicted yourself there.
Yeah.
Come on, go ahead. Tell me how.
No, you did, because you said you first of all, you said Manchester United, they've got loads of money, but they're not doing anything with it. So what makes you think Newcastle?
No, the owner is a businessman. Matt,
but they're splashing out. Look how much money they've spent. They've spent loads of money. They've outspent us. They've outspent Man City over the last few years. They've spent over £600 million.
Yeah, they've spent more money.
No. I disagree with you, Matt. I think the owner of Man City...
They have spent over 600 million. You can't say you disagree.
Yeah, I agree. But what I'm trying to say to you is, Max, right? The owner's structure of Man United, okay, sign a marquee player to sell the shirt, okay, and they're happy with a little trophy and top four. Chelsea and Man City operate differently. And Newcastle can come to the play. When you got an owner like Mohammed bin Salman, he's not buying the club just to finish top four. Over time, with the guy's money, he's going to be the best way to compete with Man City and Chelsea without shadow of a doubt. That is coming. And I heard today in Newcastle website, he's willing to spend 200 million in January. So he's not coming here to waste time, mate.
Yeah, but
Newcastle with a new owner, Saudi Arabian.
Kasim.
But Kasim as well.
Player with 4 feet. All players have 2 feet. They're going to be 11 players on the field.
And Kasim.
I don't think they're going to do more than what Manchester City is doing right now. I mean, are they going to have better player than Manchester City? I don't think so.
What you got to realise as well, financial fair play.
Hold on. I've got a Bournemouth fan in the stream. So I want to give him a chance to give me his thoughts on this topic. So,
all right.
James.
Yeah.
How you doing?
How you doing? Right.
Yeah.
You're good.
Let's hear it, James. Go on.
Border.
What's your thoughts, James?
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on the Newcastle takeover, mate?
Really good.
Yeah.
Bournemouth.
Border.
Oh, Bournemouth is going to the EPL. That's what he said.
Bournemouth.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. But Newcastle not going down, though, are they?
Yeah.
Newcastle's not going down. Who is Bournemouth replacing?
Newcastle. Yeah.
That's not happening.
I don't think it's happening.
It'll be funny if the Newcastle are relegate.
But I don't think they will.
No, but what I'm saying is, Kasim, what you're saying before, listen, I read something somewhere where, because Mac actually was quite tight with his money, and he said he didn't spend a lot. So Newcastle can spend up to, I think it's about 230 million and still keep within fair play. So if they spend 200 million in January, which they won't, I know they won't, because he did say it's going to be a long process. It's not going to be an overnight fix, right? They're going to be watched with scrutiny as well. So they're not going to be able to pay spend £200,000 straight off the bat, because when we came in, we were quite lucky because we didn't have the financial fair play. So Chelsea started. If you notice what our model is now, we have to always balance our books. We bought Lukaku this season, but we made 100 million. You know, every season we've made money. Okay, so it's a buy to sell model. Man City's model was more on dodgy sponsorships, which obviously it was only a technicality that got them off. Let's be honest, because FIFA didn't get their books right, they didn't get the things right in the right time frame, and that's where the lawyers came out with the argument. That's why they weren't banned from Europe. Every eye is going to be on Newcastle this season and next season. All the money they've got, they'll be under tight scrutiny. They've already signed a paper to say that the Saudi state are not going to be getting involved. So they're going to be, if every big deal which is going to be made by Newcastle is going to be under scrutiny by not only the FA, the Premier League, all the other Premier League clubs are going to be watching what they do and questioning everything. So, for instance, if they sponsor, who's the airline? Have they got an airline in Saudi? I'm not sure. If there's a big company in Saudi, they're not going to be able to name the ground I don't know, whatever sponsorship is in Saudi, for 500, 600, 700 million and get away with that. So they're going to have to be a lot smarter with their investments, I think. So that's why
Max, what you just said, you said there cannot be a company from Saudi that can sponsor Newcastle and just invest a certain amount of cash. Who control that?
No, that's
no.
That's inaccurate.
No, I didn't say that.
No,
sorry, what did you say? I didn't hear that properly.
No, I said if they can't, because they can't pay over the odds for a sponsorship. For instance, do their ground sponsorship for say £2 billion and say, okay, because obviously that's not in line with the sponsorship regulations.
There is not the same thing. That's not the same thing. Newcastle has more.
I'll bring you in. Nick. Just give me 1 second. Just to address this. There is a lot of companies. There's a lot of Saudi Arabian companies that are big, and it's not just in the oil industry. In IT, in transportation, in logistics. Saudi Arabia. The people in America would know this. Saudi Arabia controls a large percentage of the U.S. economy because of their wide investment operations. A lot of people think that the Arab countries are only oil countries. No, oil is a big chunk, but there's a lot more.
No.
There is a lot more. There's a lot more. So Saudi Arabia will easily be able to.
There's a lot more to it.
Sorry,
that's why
Jamie,
I'm confident.
1 second, Kasim. Jamie, I missed your message. I apologize.
Sorry.
Thank you for coming on.
Who mentioned oil though? Who mentioned oil?
No. I'm trying to take away that misconception in respect to the Arab countries. I'm going to bring in Redneck.
Same as Russia. Abramovic doesn't have a stake in oil. That's a misconception. He sold it in 2000. He sold it in 2005 because it's in a way of him to own the Chelsea. People just don't know, and
they don't know. People don't know. Yeah.
Anyway, that's not the point. Newcastle has better circumstances for them to spend money than Chelsea had. Well, not Chelsea, maybe close to Chelsea, but not as. They have a better situation than, for example, Manchester City. First of all, COVID situation. That's going to be an advantage because the fair play is eased out the rules. That's number one benefit for them. Number two benefit is they've been struggling to invest money, and that continues roll over with each year. Every time they did not spend and made the business and made the profit, that benefit will roll to the next year and to the next year and to the next year.
But they're not making a profit.
They did make
I did mention that. That's why I factored that in when I said.
I know they were not investing too much in Newcastle, so it can accumulate it.
It's not.
It's 250 million was what I heard. They can afford
exactly, but 250 million in profit. It's even more number you can buy. You can buy to that number up to 30%. Like you can buy more for the credit that you made. Do I make myself clear? For example, if you made, for example, let's say 50 million pounds profit, you can buy a player for 100. It's like a credit card. If you made certain amount of money, you can spend a little bit more than what you actually made. But that's not the point. The point is for Newcastle right this minute is get bunch of players on loan. Get a bunch of players on loan until the end of the season, like Oxlade-Chamberlain and stuff like that, and secure yourself in the Premier League.
Yeah, but what you got to realize, you can only get one Premier League player on loan. You can't get a bunch of players on loan because the Premier League regulations is only one player that you can get on loan.
Is it one player on loan?
Is it one player per league or one player per club?
I think it's club.
I'm sure it's one player per. I'm not sure. I'm sure it's per league.
So you can get the player from each league. That's what I'm saying. On loan. I'm not sure about that either.
I don't think you can get more than two players from the Premier League. It's not from the club. I'm sure it's from the Premier League.
I think it's the club, Max. I think it's the club. But we need to double check it. If anyone can double check it, it'd be great.
So either that. I think actually they should go for Conte in January. He will be the best manager to actually will get something out of your that squad that you have.
Do you think
That's
he'd go though?
that will be
Antonio Conte.
Yeah.
Hold on, Redneck.
Yeah.
Do you think he
Doubt
would
it.
go to Newcastle next season? Next summer.
Yes. Why not? Conte likes the projects,
Why
and
not?
what's not better project than actually
Yeah.
get it from the zero? Like literally, isn't it?
Got
What
the money.
Conte learns?
Got the
Plus,
Yeah, but
plus-
he
plus he will
won't be
get it.
he won't be getting any trophies for at least a couple of seasons. I mean, and
He's
you
not
know,
getting the trophies all the time. He didn't win the trophies from the first
This
time
is the
that he went to
EPL. This the other thing, like you can. I think Manchester City done it, but they have Pep Guardiola, and how long it take Pep Guardiola to actually get a team that
That's
plays
not
like
when the Manchester City became.
Couple-
Manchester
Oh,
City
yes.
became way before Pep Guardiola.
That's what I'm trying to tell. That's what I'm trying to say. So Pep until under how do you say under Mancini, they have a team that is pretty much
Manchester
on top.
City had before Mancini. There was a coach before that.
No, when
Mark
those
Hughes.
Yes,
Mark
it
Hughes.
was. Mark
when-
Hughes was
yeah,
there.
yeah,
Mark
okay, Mark Hughes,
Hughes.
okay. But
With Mark
Hughes-
Hughes, and he finished sixth in the table.
when was the last time
People need to
Manchester
learn
before Mancini has Manchester City won any Premier League?
Before Mancini.
They
Mancini.
won one Premier League in
No.
the 60s.
In the 60s. Good. So that's why I keep talking about Mancini. So Pep Guardiola got a team from Mancini that is pretty good. But to play the good football, it takes Pep Guardiola to have a team.
No, Pellegrini. Pellegrini.
Pellegrini won the
also-
Premier
Pellegrini,
League
I
and
won the league as well.
Yeah.
and
So
the
Mancini
other
won,
one.
and Pellegrini also won. I don't think so. Pellegrini.
Yes,
Pellegrini won the
Pellegrini
league.
won.
Yeah, but Pellegrini
Pellegrini
won it,
was
yeah.
back up to win the league.
Before
Yeah, he
he
did.
left, he won the
No,
Premier
from
League with
Pellegrini.
He did.
company.
That's right. He did.
Yes,
They did, yeah.
So Pep Guardiola won how many Premier League? 2 or 1?
3. I think no 2.
2.
So
Two.
Manchester
Yeah.
City has won 4 APL already?
4.
No.
Well,
Other
one-
than the 60s one, that Max was.
Well, that's 5.
That's 5. So they won 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But they won a
No,
lot of cups,
no,
like
five
the
years.
FA Cup and the League Cup. They won a lot of cups, isn't it? That's why.
He's
Yeah.
trying.
No, I'm more talking about the league.
He's
I mean, I'm
trying
more
to
talk-
prove his point
Yeah,
that it's not gonna be built in 1 year, but he
Yeah.
kind of forgot that it was
No,
more
Oh,
to
Manchester City
the.
have won
Exactly.
5 Premier
So, no,
League. 5
yeah.
Premier League.
Yeah, what I'm
Yes.
trying to
1
say
under
is that
Mancini, 1 under Pellegrini, and 3 under Pep Guardiola.
3 at the
no
yeah,
problem.
that's
Yeah,
right. That's
whatever
right.
you guys say
That-
is
and
So
Pep
it's
Guardiola
6. So
didn't
it's
won the
6.
first
1 in the
season.
60s.
okay. Whatever
Yeah,
you guys
first
say.
season he didn't
My
win the-
point
the
is this:
Premier League.
even with a manager as a Conte, to get a team that will be top 4 and that play Conte style, it will take longer than just
Yes.
next or
I
2 or
agree.
3 seasons. But the question is, does Conte, who like fighting, or he has no, how do you say, I don't know,
Not a chance.
he has no patience. Does Conte got that in him to?
No, but
take
what Conte definitely won't be doing, he
He
won't be
will
falling out
make
with the
the
board.
best out of the
because
squad they
the-
have.
he usually falls out with teams when he doesn't get the money. So that's going to be, you'll definitely get money with them.
Yeah, that's.
Can I just go back on the loan thing? Well, I just done the research.
Yeah.
So it's 2 players on loan at any one time. So you're only allowed 2 players on loan at any one time, and only one from the same club. Yeah.
Okay. So 2 players. That's already halfway battle because you don't need to haul new squad. All you need is make sure that you secure a spot in the Premier League.
Yeah,
That's
I
all you
don't
need.
think 2 players will keep them in the Premier League. This is EPL, man. You
What?
need to.
No. He need at
Why-
least
why are they-
he need
No,
2
I'm not-
transfer windows.
I'm not.
like-
I'm not saying you
What-
just loan
why are
2
they
players
lacking?
and you're done. I'm saying loan 2 players and buy 3 players. I'm not saying
Yeah,
make 2
you
loans.
have
Tell you what they're
You
lacking.
have to do it. You have to do
They're
it. You
lacking
have
the
to do it.
midfield. No, you ask what they're
Yeah.
lacking. They're lacking the
Yeah.
midfield. Their midfield
Okay.
is shocking at the moment, I think.
Even
And
their
they
defense is
a
lacking.
commanding centre back
I
as well,
think
maybe.
I think that forwards are actually pretty decent. What's his name? 2 guys up front. They are pretty decent.
Oh, like
Maximus.
Maximilian.
Callum Wilson.
Wilson, when
And
fit,
Callum
he's
Wilson,
always injured.
yeah.
So I think they need to
But
back up.
who agree with the fact that when you have a new owner and you know the salary is going to bump, you're going to be motivated. You don't really need, like those players that we keep talking about, they're not good as good. The motivation can just come in and they just start playing good.
Yeah, but
None of them want to be shipped out.
The thing is,
I tell you what, Boogie, man. I fancy him to beat Tottenham on Sunday.
What's that?
I do.
Say that again.
I fancy Newcastle. I fancy Newcastle to beat Tottenham on Sunday.
Yeah, but that's not good.
I fancy Norwich.
No, I mean with a new owner coming in, motivate the players.
Oh, the motivation part. Yeah, but I still isn't Newcastle take 1 point from Manchester United like a few weeks, or Manchester United won by the last minute or something. Is it Manchester United played Newcastle, right?
Newcastle should have finished. It's the poor finishing of they're the one that game.
Exactly. So they're not that bad actually. If they run all the way to the 90 minutes for Manchester United to win it, so I'm thinking they just need 1 or 2 tricks and a good coach.
No, it was more Manchester United being rubbish than Newcastle being good, I think, on that day.
Listen,
I saw that.
You just don't like him. That's the impression I'm getting from you. Man.
No, I like Newcastle, but Manchester United was shocking. I saw the highlights in that game.
Oh, Manchester United was shocking.
Yeah, not Newcastle. Newcastle played well, but Man U was just all over the place in that game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sad that we haven't played one game with Newcastle already, because if they come in really motivated, I don't know what's going to happen to us, man.
Why?
Newcastle got a good record against us away. Newcastle got a good record against us away.
What's that?
I think with
Newcastle has got a good record against us away.
I think with a lot of these things, timing definitely plays a factor. Because if you look at even when Chelsea came in, it's pretty much the end of it, the Invincibles, and Man United are going through transition for about 2-3 years. So we're able to come in and dominate for those 3 years. Then you look at even when City come in, Chelsea are going through their transition period, and Man United, they have an aging squad. Fergie's has lack of funds to be able to keep the squad going. He's only his last season where he's able to bring in Van Persie, and they managed to win the league or whatever. So certain things need to happen. I think
it's so much difficult for Newcastle, right?
That is a great point.
Especially now, there's never been a case where you've had these 3 levels of managers at the same time, where you have Tuchel, Klopp, Guardiola, arguably 3 of the best managers in the world, all in the same team, all with teams.
That's why you need content, because who else is going to challenge those 4 coaches?
Yeah, Lampard? But Conte is the kind of guy, for me, he's not trying to do 4 or 5 years at the club. He's like, I need to win now, next year.
No, he doesn't. 3 months.
Yeah, he's not here for a long-term project. He's the guy.
But Newcastle needs to be on the map first, and you need short-term success.
No.
But they're not gonna get that short-term success that you're talking about.
We're not gonna sign Conte.
Newcastle is already in the map, mate.
No, but listen. But at Chelsea, you can do that because we were in the semi-final. When you're bringing in Mourinho, we're in the semi-final of the Champions League. We're second in the league, by 6-7 points. So it's not a massive gap for when even Mourinho comes in. If Ranieri stayed, he might have challenged the next year. But from Newcastle's point of view, right now you bring in a Lampard, you bring in a Gerrard, you bring in those type of young, hungry managers. Let them coach for the next 3-4 years.
And you fight relegation, and you try to win the championship. You bring
listen, it's a matter of relegated. If I poor form this season, but last season they came out 12th or 13th. If you're telling me you send in Lampard or Gerrard and you give them I don't know, 100 million to spend in January,
Lampard is not good enough.
He's good enough for Newcastle. He's good enough for Newcastle. Yeah.
No, listen. That thing about he's good enough for Newcastle. Newcastle is the most rich club on earth right now. So that way of talking is good enough.
But listen. What does that even mean? PSG, they started with managers that weren't that good. You build yourself up. It's not. You don't just come with the creme de la creme.
PSG starts with no league to fight them. PSG starts with no competition. That's a difference.
Yes, but
I'm
saying,
one team, PSG.
Yes, I understand that, but I'm saying that even Newcastle right now for the next 4 or 5 years, their thing is to become a regular, maybe mid-table going to Europe type club. If you're telling me that an average manager, because we all know that Solskjaer is an average manager, and he has all the funds at Man United, and he can keep them at second. But you're telling me Lampard can't get
United is already there.
Newcastle.
Are you saying Lampard
hundreds of millions
They won't get Lampard now. They won't get Lampard, mate.
They
Can I
will.
just say something, guys?
They're after Gerrard.
Can I just say something? That project 4 or 5 years. I'm not buying this. I'm not buying this. I think he's going to take Newcastle less than that.
How? Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City. Probably some of the best rock clubs in the world.
Why are you looking at Chelsea, Liverpool, and Man City? You need to look at Arsenal.
Tottenham.
No. He said he's talking about winning the league. He's talking about winning the league. He's not talking about coming to sixth or Europa League.
No. I didn't mention the word winning the league. I said top. I'm thinking next year Newcastle top 4.
Yes.
Top 4.
Top 4 next season.
Yes.
That's a shout.
No,
That's a big shout there. I don't know about that.
No, that's not. No.
Kasim, what are you drinking?
What's that? Listen.
If Conte gets the job, yes.
I just read it.
If Pep Guardiola got the job, he wouldn't.
Kasim, what are you drinking?
Exactly. Pep Guardiola wants. Pep Guardiola needs a whole new 11 players.
You made a statement. Hold on, Kasim, you made a statement. Kasim, you made a statement. I want you to tell me who out of the top 4 is Newcastle knocking out. Is it Chelsea? Is it Man City?
Or
is it Liverpool? Is it Man United?
Next season. No. What you just listed?
He said next season they're knocking out, or they're going to finish in the top 4.
Can you say that again? I didn't hear that.
Who is Newcastle going to be able to overcome from the top 4 and take their spot next season? Who?
I can answer that. Liverpool.
Liverpool.
If Salah doesn't sign, Liverpool. No problem.
There's a lot of ifs.
Well, it's not just that.
There's a lot of ifs. There's a lot of ifs. Go on.
First of all, Liverpool haven't got money. They don't have money. The team is aging. Okay, Man United. I told you about Man United. The owner ambition, top 4 and a small trophy. Newcastle will overtake them, mate. I tell you that now. Newcastle, if they sign players, 3-4 players in January,
Kasim,
and another 3-4 players in summertime.
Do you know how much work they're going to have to put in? Because right now you're talking about a team that's trying to survive in the Premier League, and you're telling me next season they're going to be finishing top 4 in one season.
I tell you now. Let me address the point. Let me address the point. Right.
Go on.
No. Just listen. If we got Conte, right. First of all, we got Tuchel. All right. We got Tuchel in January, and he won us a Champions League. Point number 1. With player he didn't sign. Point number 1. Point number 2. If you got a manager like Conte now, and he's got January, and next May. He won the league with Inter Milan and a known player. He didn't have a project.
Conte ain't coming now.
Okay,
so you can forget about that.
No, what I'm trying to say to you is,
what if he
didn't.
He won't.
That's why he's coming now after 6 rules.
Mid-season, he won't. I don't doubt that he'll
Kasim,
probably come
back. Can I say something?
Wait. We're talking about the league. Yeah, Tuchel finished 4th. Yeah, he finished the same place we finished the year before with a squad of 300 million, all of that. Plus, yeah. So this is the league. This is over 36 games. It's not Champions League or a cup competition or whatever. It's over 36 games. And even Tuchel, as great as he is, the players we have, all of that, we needed Tottenham to beat Leicester on the last day to qualify for the top 4. There's no way that even if you bring Fergie back and put him as manager of Newcastle, I promise you, at least 3 to 4 or 5 years before they're even in top 4. Top 4.
Hey, Majid, listen, my guy. Right, Tuchel coming in, and Chelsea was 9 in the table, and he played with player. Do you know what he did? This player was signed for 200 million. He didn't even hardly use him. He got Alonso back, he got Rudiger back, and he got Azpilicueta back, and Jorginho. And this player, Frank Lampard, didn't play them. He was falling out with them. If Conte come in now, in January, okay, and he signed 3 players in January and 3 players in the summer, game on.
No. Yes, but even
hold on. Tuchel used Alonso last season, huh? And he won the Champions League with Alonso, yeah? That's what
Ben Chilwell played. Listen, Kasim, you got look.
I gotta go, guys.
He got
Guys, I gotta
got
go.
Alonso back, and Alonso
Hold
is
on,
being ignored by
Wait.
Kasim. Hold on, Kasim. Go ahead.
Yeah, I gotta go. What I said is, if Conte comes now, we can challenge for top 4. That's my prediction. If we get in Conte now, if we don't,
I don't even agree with that one. No, I don't agree.
All right, you have a good one, guys.
Yeah, take care, mate. Bye-bye.
Take care, brother.
Kazim, right, let me answer.
Have a good one, mate.
Yeah. So Kazim, let me ask you a question. Right. So you compare. Look at when Chelsea, when Abramovic came to Chelsea, we finished 4th. Okay, that's why he took over the club. We finished 4th that season. Okay, so we had the nucleus of the good team already there. Okay, he made a lot of signings. Yeah. But if you notice, what Ranieri did, he played a lot of the players who were there already. Although we made quite a lot of signings to our squad, the likes of the Hasselbank was still there, Good Johnson was still there, and other players were still there. And then he gradually phased those players out. Newcastle have to have a big overhaul. Okay, you're asking for a top club who's 3rd from bottom now to be finishing in the top 4 the season after. It's not realistic. I'm sorry. And you say, okay, you could buy all the best players.
So wait. 2016,
no, hold on.
Hang on a minute. 2016, when Leicester won the league, and year before that they were relegated. It wasn't realistic, was it?
No. But Leicester had a team already in place. Yeah, they had the players. So what you're doing,
they won the relegation year before, mate.
Yeah, but you're asking. They was the nucleus of the team. Okay, they had a team, and if you look at what happened in the year that Leicester won,
they didn't have a team. They didn't have a team. They signed Kantia that year, and they signed Mahrez. They didn't have a team. They didn't have a.
Can I?
They signed Mahrez. Yeah.
Let me address it. Okay, Chelsea, who won the league the season before, totally imploded. Okay, Manchester City. I think they were just going through a rebuild at that time. What's his name? Oh, he's gone now. The guy said it. Tottenham and Arsenal blew it because Tottenham, I think Arsenal were near the top. Then they did the normal Arsenal and was imploded. Tottenham imploded that season. So that's why Leicester capitalised on everyone else's failures. Taking nothing away from Leicester did is a great achievement what they did, but all the other teams underachieved. You had 4 or 5 teams who underachieved badly that year because I think they only finished on 80 odd points that season.
Max,
a combination of a lot of factors.
Yeah, exactly.
Not only that, but you can't use that comparison as an argument because Chelsea won the Champions League one season. And then the next season they were knocked out in the group stage. So it doesn't. That's not a barometer to measure by.
I think what Kasim is saying is Mohammed Ben Salem will probably kidnap Antonio Conte and bring him to Saudi Arabia, and they build a team there, and then next season they will come and just drop it on us, and then they will win the league. Because other than that, I don't see how they finish top 4 next season. Yeah. There's no way unless there's a team we build in Saudi Arabia that is training for next season.
Listen. All right. This is all about perception. It's all about what we think, what we assume. If this, if that. This is the reason why. The reason why I'm discussing this is because Chelsea, is a club that's had this experience. Okay, we've had this experience. That being said, Chelsea were winners before Roman. We had won titles before Roman. And when I say we had won titles, not 30, 60 years before Roman, no. A couple of seasons. We won the Cup Winners' Cup, we won the FA Cup, we won cups before Roman came in. Roman came in, we won the Champions League, we won the Premier League, but we were not losers. We were not a team like Tottenham who haven't won nothing for like 30 odd years. No. So when money came in, we were able to build. And even then, it took us a long time before we were Champions League winners.
Not good. But still, I'm kind of...
For Kasim, hold on, Boogeyman. For Kasim to tell me that next season they're in the top 4, it could happen. It could happen because it could happen without the investment that's coming in. It could happen. Anything could happen. This is football.
Anything could happen.
We've got Anthony Taylor. We've got Anthony
Anything can
Taylor,
happen.
officiating our game against Brentford in the weekend. So
That's what I like to hear, guys.
Seriously,
so anything can happen. Anything
It's
can happen.
for the next game.
Of course, anything can happen. This is football. Look at West Ham last season. West Ham from relegation for the season before to nearly finishing in the top four. So anything can happen. I'm not saying it's not, but I'm just saying it's improbable. I don't think it's going to be a case of you throw money and they get the best players. All of a sudden, they're going to
the probability is, that's what I'm trying to say. When you got a rich owner.
Go on, Kasim.
I'm listening. We're listening.
If you got out there and they get a top manager, when you got a rich owner and got a top manager, it won't take a long time. Time is changing.
No,
Guys. You
you're right.
understand that?
But the only thing we're saying is there are already 3 or even 4 really strong with top manager. They're sitting already. So whatever Newcastle is doing, they may come close, but they're not going to take anyone in position. They're going to come close, probably, but it will take them at least 2, 3, 4 years. Now it's not gonna be next year for sure. That's what I'm saying. Maybe there's a team somewhere starting the preseason today with Antonio Conte leading the league, and then next season they just come and drop in. That maybe something may happen because money is there.
I'll tell you something as well. If they're watching Timo Werner's performance today, they may put in a cheeky 90 million bid for him.
That would be dangerous. That's the biggest issue. That's what I'm worried the most about.
DJ Sam.
Yeah, here we go.
What offer can we accept for Timo Werner?
Zero. I think this time will be like nothing.
No, at this moment in time,
no price.
At this moment in time, I would say nothing at this moment in time, mate. We need to keep him there for a little while longer, mate. I'll be honest with you. I've said this all about all our signings, and I'll carry on saying it. Him, Havertz, they need to stay on there, mate, longer there. You know, they're still young. No, build our future. We don't need to be selling them off. And somehow or another, I cannot see them wanting to go to Newcastle unless they are obviously going with money. The money's in their heads, which I don't think they are. Then that could be the only situation to get them there, but I don't think they'll go.
So Barkley, can Barkley go now?
Barkley.
More, can I just say something more? Sterling can go there. He doesn't play for City. Raheem Sterling can go there. He doesn't play for City. Mahrez, he hardly play games. He can go there. And this player is a permanent problem.
Sterling will not.
There's the Champions League.
Sterling will not go there.
That as well.
If they get into Europe,
why not? Why not, Max?
Because they're not in Europe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Champions League.
He's not motivated by money. He's getting paid a lot of money at Manchester City at the moment.
That's true.
And Mahrez isn't motivated by the money neither. Okay. They want to play European football at the moment. So what Manchester City had to do when they first got in, they bought a lot of players who they put a lot of wages on them. They attracted them with the wages, but when they didn't get the big players straight off the bat, did they? They wait. Yeah, it was when they got into Europe. That's when they started to get the higher caliber of players.
You go in Euro, and then you put the wages on top of it. Haaland will run into it, and you have an agent like Haaland agent. What's his name again?
Mino
Raiola. He will do business with Newcastle for the rest of his life if he can. So,
definitely.
If we put the wages, if you reach the Euro, and then you put the wages and all those deals on the table, he will give you players every day. So what I think what Max said, or what I think Kasim, I understand what you're trying to say. Money can buy a lot of stuff, but at the end of the day, Chelsea, it doesn't take 300 billion to build a football team and win a Premier League. It only takes around 500 million, to have a team. So whatever money they have extra, it's not gonna change anything much. Our owner has 500 million to spend. We know that. So they're not going to push us around. That's the key. Like if there is no financial fair play, then maybe you can just drop money.
There's a question as well.
Else. One second, Max. Yeah. There's something else that people don't seem to understand. As our owner has 9 billion,
14
billion. X has 20 billion. Y has 320 billion.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't really matter because those billions are not going to be put into the club. That's not their transfer budget. Their transfer budget is 200, 300, 400, 500.
They all can afford it.
So we can do it. Man City can do it.
Yeah.
Liverpool can do it. We all
They're
can
not
do
going to
it.
push us around.
So
it's not possible.
it's
So
not-
that is
it's not-
the thing. There is always
that's the
boundaries.
misconception.
See, the only thing they can do, Mo, with Newcastle, the money that they've got at the moment, is obviously they're going to blow out anybody wages-wise. They're going to blow anybody out of the water, mate. This is the only thing with Newcastle because, we always talk about players and motivation for money and things like that. Can you imagine the amount of money they could offer a player? I mean, let's talk about someone like an Mbappe.
Wages
Well,
is
Mbappe.
They can't, though. They can't.
It is dangerous. It's dangerous.
Yeah, it's
It's
free.
dangerous.
Barcelona.
can't
Look
do
at
that.
Barcelona. Look at Barcelona.
Yeah.
The wages was killed
Yeah,
them.
listen, it doesn't matter how much the owner has got. If it's over...
Hey, Mo,
because
we're talking about Barcelona. We're talking
Because
about
the
the
wages are
richest
getting
man,
paid. I get
the
that.
richest man in
Max
the
was
planet,
talking.
mate. Money is no object.
Max
Kasim,
was
you're talking
talking.
over me.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Hold on.
yeah.
Go
So
on, Max.
the first, what I'm saying is, there's a certain amount of wage you can put. You're looking at how much you earn. I think it's not more than 70% of what your club earn overall. So they can't blow you out with wages, otherwise they'll be penalised for that. And the question that I was going to ask before it was, Chelsea have got money, Manchester City have got money. How many of when I'm talking about I'm talking about world class players, do we have in the Premier League at the moment? Of all, you would consider the top 6 or 7 world class players. How many play in the Premier League? Apart from now, Ronaldo is a very Asian Ronaldo.
Ronaldo. Yeah.
You got
We don't have it.
Van Dijk.
You got Salah.
I mean, are we talking about
Van Dijk?
Kante?
Van Dijk and Salah
Kante.
were made in the Premier League, weren't they? They were made in the Premier League. That's where they became world class.
Even Kante.
But I'll put Silva. I'll put Thiago Silva up there as well.
No, but what I'm saying is, but he came older. So I'm saying, how many have been attracted to the Premier League?
I see.
That's what I said. How many of them have been attracted? Not a lot.
True.
Even Lewandowski played in the Bundesliga. A lot of them like to play in Spain, don't they? Because Mbappe is not talking about coming to the Premier League. He's talking about going to Real Madrid.
Max, a lot of them are afraid to come to the Premier League and flop.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So if they are not going to come to like London or even Manchester, they're not going to Newcastle. So you're not getting the very top world class. We're not going to get a world class player at Newcastle. I can guarantee you that for a start.
Kasim,
you'll get some good players, but not world class.
Hold on, Boogeyman. I want to bring in Kasim, then I'll bring in Gabriel, then I'll go to you, Boogeyman. Go on, Kasim.
Sorry, I didn't interrupt, Max. My internet moving, so I'm a bit behind, if you know what I mean, guys. Can you hear me now? Very good.
Yep, good.
Yeah. Okay. What I was saying, I forgot now. No, I think that with the project was the brains. Brains Mohammed bin Salman. I can see he's bumping a lot of money, but let's take PSG as an example. They were breaking that welfare play thing every year, and they balancing the book, and they have to be that money, to the gun got Messi, Neymar, and everyone. That's what they do, Mo. There is no problem there. They're gonna go there, they spend it in there, and they get a fine. They pay the fine, and move on. That's what they do, mate. That's why I am very confident that Prince, in no time, gonna put Newcastle on top 4. That's my opinion.
Listen,
it's possible.
This is a very tricky line to play. There's fines, there's sanctions, there's bans. There's a whole bunch of stuff. And if you're building, I mean, for Chelsea, a ban might be a good thing, and it was a good thing. For Man City, but for Newcastle, for them to be hit with a ban, to be hit with anything right now, it's going to stunt their growth. Right now, they're going to get relegated. You get me? So and you have to be a little bit more realistic, Kasim. I'll come back to you. Yeah. I want to hear Gabriel. Gabriel, what's your thoughts, mate? Welcome to the stream, mate.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, Gabriel.
Welcome.
Again, I'm a few hours late, so forgive me if I've missed a lot of the points I'm going to make. But ultimately, there's no comparison with the Abramovic takeover of Chelsea compared to the Newcastle takeover. Chelsea, when Abramovich took over, were a top 4 team.
Agreed.
if we remember was it Gruncha scoring the 1-0 Liverpool goal? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we were we were already at that point 3-4 trophies. The Cup Winners' Cup, Zola, Vialli, that era, etc. Newcastle, they haven't won a trophy for 60 years? There's a lot of infrastructure that needs building. So it's not going to be, even if a trillionaire comes in and pays £1 trillion worth of players, it's about infrastructure. It's about type of. You lost my audio.
No, we can hear you now.
No, we hear you.
We lost you for a second.
Okay, sorry. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but
even
Gabriel,
with Man City. Yes, Boogeyman. Yeah.
No, sorry. Finish your idea before I ask
Okay,
you.
yeah.
Sorry.
Even when Man City were taken over, if you remember, there was the Thai owner, the former president, who's been involved in a lot of corruption scandals. He had to sell out, and then the Emirati came in. There was a slow sort of burning progression. So similarly with Newcastle, the current consortium coming in are effectively coming into a mid-table team. So that it's going to take at least 2-3 seasons to build them up.
Yeah.
Even if they spent hundreds of millions of, who's going to be attracted to Newcastle? It's going to take time. It's going to be 2, 3, even 4 seasons before they're a competitive unit. Remember with Man City, where they had Mark Hughes, and then I think who was next? Maybe Pellegrini, and then
Mancini.
Mancini. Yeah. So come on, let's be realistic. And in some ways, it's a bit patronizing to Chelsea fans to think that Abramovic came in and made us who we are. We was already up there. We'd already built that sort of foundation, and we had that sort of fan base and tradition beforehand.
Yeah, we won things before that, wasn't it?
That's my sort of contribution.
That's why he was attracted to us.
That's a good point. Yeah, and what we've got to realise as well, I know DJ Sav will remember this.
Yeah,
we should have won the league in 1998 under Vialli.
Under Vialli, yeah.
Yeah. So all those who don't know, we were 2-0 up against Leicester, and an own goal by Michael Dewberry and a goal by Steve Guppy in 3 minutes from time that knocked the stuffing out of us. Had that not happened, then Chelsea would have been the league title winners in 1999, and that's before Abramovich's money as well.
Yeah.
So when Gullit came in, and when the Bosman rules came in, and Gullit and Vialli and Zola, players like that came in, we were regularly in the top 4 or challenging.
Yeah.
For a bit.
So Gabriel, my point is that don't you think, if you look through the EPL, the EPL teams, don't you think Newcastle can actually get after? Forgot the top 6 or Arsenal all the way. No, Arsenal is not in top 6 anymore. So let's just go through all those EPL team up to from 18 all the way to 10 or even 7. Don't you think Newcastle can go after their best player, Tyrone Mings and all those Southampton captain, and recruit 1 or 2 or 3 of all those things this season, and be able to be top 6 next season? Let's not even go after, like Mark say, he doesn't think the top draw like Mbappe will even want to come to EPL because of the challenge. They'd rather go to Spain and Real Madrid and all those things. Don't you think with that money, with 200 million, Newcastle owner can actually get good wages to those average best player in those average team, and just build something solid that can compete for top 6?
Okay, Boogeyman. Firstly, apologies that I thought you were a Yoruba man.
Say again.
I said apologies that I thought you was a Yoruba man.
Hey, yeah, we'll forget that part. Yeah, it's the last term.
Okay, yeah.
That's fine.
Again, the manager, if they're bringing an appropriate manager, and we know the C word, not to be conflated with the South London see you next Tuesday word, but ends in an E, Conte. Perhaps if he can attract a certain type of player and discipline, then maybe he could G him up to be competitive for the next season or two. But it's still going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. And again, going back to my earlier point, Chelsea won.
I understand that, but what I'm trying to say is, if he managed to do that, to recruit those best players in those average teams, I think they can. It's not going to like. I'm just trying to reach Kasim point of view. I think with even average investment, with a good wages, Newcastle, if they're really smart, if they try from now to start negotiation with all those players and have them for the start of next season, they will have actually a strong team to compete for top 6. Then if they are in top 6, then they can go top 4. Why not?
Okay, top 6, which has become the new top 4, which has become the new top 2. Perhaps.
Yeah, no, the reason why I'm saying that they can actually have a strong team that can, like Leicester, they have a team. Like, I mean, we have N'Golo Kante back then, they have Mahrez back then, and they managed to at least beat a good team. Like even Manchester City, they beat Manchester City back then. So my point is this: we all know it's going to be a long project. Me, I'm convinced they're not going to do anything in the next 2 or 3 years. But I'm thinking now that if they go after, there is still, when we play against Southampton, for example, I've seen real 2 or 3 good players in those teams. And then I'm pretty sure they're not making 100K a week. But Newcastle can offer them 200K a week and just buy them for 30 million or something, and they can draw them to Newcastle. So they can actually build a strong team. The reason why I'm asking you the question, because you said Newcastle will not be able to attract top player, which we all agree on it. Newcastle is not going to be able to get more. No, he will. Newcastle, I'm saying Newcastle will at long term, but not now. We all know that.
No. I'm coming in now. One country
My point is this: Newcastle doesn't need to go after big target. Even out, he doesn't need to go for any
just hear me out.
outside of EPL. Why don't you just go ahead? Sorry,
right. Conte, when he got to Inter Milan was out. He's not even top 5. He gone for a season to Inter Milan. He finished 2nd, and after that season he went. Hear me out. After that, he went to sign Lukaku from Man United for 75 million and ended up winning the league after 2 years. So first year he finished 2nd.
Lukaku, that Moroccan guy, and there's a lot of good players in that team.
Inter Milan.
That's my point, mate. That's my point, mate.
Not only that,
Inter Milan are going to attract players.
No.
Because of...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If Conte gone to Newcastle, Conte's name...
He's not going to Newcastle. Can we stop talking about Conte? Kazim, can we stop talking? He's ruled himself out, if reports are to be believed. So he's already said he wants a team who he can get instant success.
I'm gonna have to end the stream in a couple of minutes. I want to bring in MDT because he's been wanting to come in. So I'll bring in MDT and then I'll give you each a minute, and then we're gonna conclude the stream. Apologies, but the stream went longer than I anticipated. MDT, give me your thoughts, mate.
Hi everyone. Sorry, I was logged off. I don't know how. To be honest, with this Newcastle thing, I'm happy. I'm not gonna lie. As a football fan, I'm happy. We're gonna have another strong league and something like that. But the thing is, a lot of people are underestimating. Manchester City paid for Arsenal's football stadium, if you remember. They bought the Arsenal players. That's how they got into the top 4. Okay, Newcastle had the money to go and buy Tottenham or whoever they're challenging, Leicester, whoever is challenging, to buy their players and get in the top 4, just like City did. City ruined Arsenal. They bought the Arsenal players, Arsenal paid for their stadium, and Arsenal now, they are out of the top 10. And Newcastle now they have the money to do to any of these other teams, like what City did to Arsenal.
But you know what? I hear what you're saying. It's a good point. Yeah, but you know what? Teams don't need money anymore, and that's another point. You've made a point. I'm going to counteract that
but
by
Arsenal
saying
didn't need the money, remember?
Arsenal did need the money
They need the money back then
pay
to
for the
pay for the
But,
stadium.
Yeah,
that's why. Look at Leicester. Leicester are rich. Leicester have got Reece James. Leicester can go out and buy. So whoever they want. So I think when Maddison was Arsenal were linked with Maddison or whatever, they said, you know what, get stuff. We don't need your money. So you can't bully clubs anymore because every club in there, even someone like Southampton, have got money. Yeah. So you're going to be, as someone said, you're going to be paying over the odds because they don't want the Saudis in there anyway. They're going to be paying double. Yeah, look at Chelsea. When we first, Sean Wright-Phillips, when we bought him from Man City, just before the Arabs, was it the Kuwait Qataris took over? No, sorry, the owners, the owners. Emirates. Yeah. So before they took over, Sean Wright-Phillips, we paid 10 million more than we should have done. Okay. Every other club, which whenever Chelsea came in, they thought, you know what, Abramovich has got money. We paid a Abramovich tax on that. These guys are going to be paying double. Yeah. So if a quote is for 20 million, it's going to be 50 million when it's Newcastle are coming in.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's what I'm trying to say.
Food for
That's
thought.
what I'm trying to say. Sorry.
More food for thought. Food for thought. Paris Saint-Germain is owned by Qatar. Manchester City is owned by the Emirates.
Emirates, yeah.
Newcastle is owned by Saudi Arabia. Football broadcasting rights worldwide are owned by Qatar, beIN Sports. UEFA needs to get worried because football is becoming Arabic. Seriously.
Arabic, yeah, get in.
Arabic. Football. No. Listen. Super League.
But what can be the direct? I just don't. So what is that going to change? There's a regulation and everything, right?
Regulation is this. Okay. You have to. If you listen, if it's about money, it's about money. The Arabs, they have the money. If it's about principles, then you got to regulate it and you got to be in control of it. And unfortunately, we're not doing that. Guys, I'm gonna have to end the stream. It's gone longer than anticipated.
Yeah. You say we have it 1 minute. You're not gonna take that away from me.
I am gonna give you a minute. I am gonna give you a minute, but don't.
Nice one, Boogeyman.
Big up, bro. Big up to you.
You know what, Mo? Put your stopwatch on. I've got
it's on my screen.
Going to be longer than a minute.
I was just
It's
joking.
on my screen.
I know, but Mo, I'm just joking.
I'm gonna start with you, and I'm gonna work my way around the board. Let me know your final thoughts on this topic, and also on Eden Hazard, because I know a lot of people missed it. And you literally have 60 seconds, Boogeyman, and I will cut you off if you go more than 60 seconds. And that's to everyone. Boogeyman, your 60 seconds start. Hold on. 3, 2, 1, go.
We got stopwatch.
Kasim took 5 seconds already. Hey, listen. I'm happy for Newcastle, and listen. I was watching Alan Shearer last time, and the joy in his face, and all this, the way he's talking, the emotion, everything. I'm happy for the EPL and whatever those guys bring. I mean, Chelsea is ready. I'm a Chelsea fan. I'm happy to be Chelsea fan, not Arsenal fan, and I think we'll be able to fight, and we'll be able to hold on to that title. The top 4 we will still fighting for the next 5-10 years. I'm 100% sure. When it comes to Hazard, listen, I'm open for Hazard coming back to Chelsea. I will take Hazard in heartbeat if he decided to cut his wage, and he's happy to come back and just prove us the point.
10-second warning.
Okay, then. Okay, good. Thanks, Max. Okay, thanks. Okay, I'm done.
Cheers, Boogeyman. Appreciate you. Thank you very much
for having me tonight, man. Cheers, guys. Bye.
Take care, man. Ciao. Take care, mate.
Good night.
Take care.
DJ, your time starts now.
Yeah, first of all, on the Eden Hazard situation, listen, I got a lot of comments in the section saying, what's up with me and not having Hazard back in the team? First of all, he's a legend. If we can get him back for a good price, excellent, brilliant. I'll welcome him back to Chelsea. As for the Newcastle situation, good luck to them. I'm happy they actually got those owners. It's obviously more competition for all the clubs in the Premiership. So it's good for them. And as for us, again, obviously, Mo, happy birthday to you again, mate. Have a lovely evening. Thanks for having me on your show, as always. And as for Chelsea going up, man, onwards and upwards and up to Chelsea. We go again against Brentford and we can beat them.
Yeah,
and that's
brilliant.
it. Peace out, everyone in the comments as well. Take care.
Big up to you. Have a good night.
Nice one.
All right, we're going to go to Gabriel. Gabriel, your time starts now.
I'll save you 60 seconds. I'll just say thanks, guys.
Big up to you, Gabriel. Thank you.
If Hazard rejoins, then it's a welcome squad player and a legend. But overall, let's not be so gassed about the Newcastle takeover. At the end of the day, it's just another competing team. And good night.
Cheers, Gabriel.
You're right,
good
Gabriel.
night. See you later, mate. Take care, brother. All right, we'll go Kasim. Kasim, your time.
Yeah, but I just wanted to know. I wanted
Now,
to know
starts
Max's
now.
view. I wanted to know Max's view about Hazard.
You will in 60 seconds. Yeah.
I don't mind going.
Well,
I do want to.
Kasim, your time
Okay.
is you got 30 seconds left. You got 30
Watch
seconds
my
left.
video, Kasim. I've done a video a
Listen,
minute ago.
I know, Mo, you addressed it very lovely. The Arab world is a sport now, and they don't go by any rules. They're gonna break the rules, and Newcastle in no time.
No, Kasim.
See it more.
I don't want to say we. Listen, the Arab world don't break the rules. The Arab world, they have the money. They go into the market. If you're gonna sell, I'm gonna buy. Simple as that. If you don't want to sell, I'm not gonna buy. So it's a little bit of a balancing act, and I think the market needs to be regulated better. But if you want to sell it, and we want to buy it, we're gonna buy it. Kasim, take care of yourself, mate. I'll see you in my next stream. Have a good night.
See you later, guys. Have a good night, guys.
Take care. I'm going to leave Max to the end. We'll go with Mo. MDT, your time starts now.
Okay, yes. On the Newcastle thing, a lot of people are making mistakes. The Saudis, they have a very good history in Newcastle. They've been there. If you check the property market in Newcastle, they own loads of investment there. Without them, the house prices will be next to nothing. Even opposite the stadium, the penthouse that are there, 80% of the building is owned by them. I used to go to Newcastle. I have some of my friends who are from the Middle East. So people are mistaken thinking that this is a new thing. They've invested in that area for a long time. But Hazard, if he come to Chelsea, he's a legend. I will support him. But I don't think we need him. He will just be another squad player. So I don't want that for a legend. So other than that,
I agree.
You guys have a good day. Max, I've been checking your videos with your son. Is is it Zayn?
Zayn, yeah.
Yeah. I watch few of it. It's entertaining. And I've subscribed to your channel as well.
Okay, thanks.
That's 2 minutes for more. That's 2 minutes.
Sorry.
It's better we're talking about me, so it's okay.
Yeah, so I allow that. Mo, take care, brother. I'll see you later.
Yes.
Okay, take care.
Good night. Good night. All right, Max. Listen, Max, you're a fellow YouTuber, so I'll give you 2 minutes.
Okay, thanks. So first of all, I didn't know it was your birthday. Happy birthday, by the way.
Cheers,
Hope you
mate.
had a good
Thank
one.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. No, it was good. It was good.
Yeah, cool. With Newcastle, as I said before, it will happen, but it's not going to happen overnight. So they even said it at the time. It's going to be a slow project. It's going to be organised. If it's like anything like the Manchester City one, and they get everything in order, then we need to be worried because they will be a force to be reckoned with, I think. But that's another challenge. We're here. That's what we're here for. We're here for the challenge. We're here. I remember Ferguson when Chelsea came along with the money. What did Ferguson do? He went off, rebranded. They won three championships in 3 Premier Leagues in a row. So that's what we need to do. We need to embrace this challenge of Newcastle, look after our own shop, and if we do that, then we will still be winning trophies. If Newcastle's takeover means that Liverpool and Manchester United drop out the top four, I'm all for that. And I do like the Newcastle fans. I've got a soft spot for them. I've been up to Newcastle to watch them a few times, and they are a really nice set of guys who deserve a bit of good fortune. So, yeah, all the best to them. With the Hazard situation, I've done a video. People can go to my channel and watch that one, which I've made. But as I said, if he comes back, I'll welcome him back. I don't think he'll come. I just think it's paper talk, to be honest. Anyway, I just don't see any legs in this one. It's one of those ones where we've got an international break and they want to fill out the newspapers with some stories. So I just can't see us going back. This is more of a backward step for us, and I just can't see it happening at the moment. So he's had his time at Chelsea. So yeah, but he'll probably end up at Newcastle. You never know.
It might happen. It might happen. You know, Kasim would love it. Kasim would love it by the looks of things. We'll see how it turns out. We'll see how it goes.
And Max, can I just say something to Ty as well?
Go ahead.
He's 8 subs away. I can see he said in the chat. So anyone who hasn't subbed to Ty Talks, a young guy, up and coming YouTuber. So I think we should all go and support this guy as well. He's got some good content.
Check out Ty Talks. Both his channels are linked in my comment section. My last post in my comments, in my community tab. So if you click on my last community tab post, you will find a link to Ty Talks, both of his channels. You'll find a link to Max Burton's channel on there as well. So go check out my last community tab post. There's a lot of good channels on there. Go check them out, boys. Max, thank you for coming on. Always a pleasure.
Thanks for having me again.
Cheers. I'll talk to you in the future. Cheers, Max. Have a good night.
And yeah, enjoy the rest of your birthday, mate. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye bye. People in the chat, it's been a fantastic stream. Good debate, good conversation. But it's time for me to hit the sack. So have a great night, and I'll see you in my next upload, possibly tomorrow, if not the day after. Take care, people. Peace out.